What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through it. One of my managers my assistant manager is out right now, and it's been difficult. So halfway through the week is really good for me. Really good for me. The world is falling apart. People are not happy right now. Things are not going well, but my assistant manager is scuba diving. So congrats to her. Congrats to her. While the rest of us are worried about all the crazy shit going on in this world, she's scuba diving. So good on her. Congrats. Hope you're having fun. Please come back soon. Please come back soon. All right. What are we doing here on this fine Wednesday? We got plenty of stuff to talk about, as always. Like I said, a lot of stuff going on right now, especially the government shutdown. We've got SNAP benefits in a couple different states looking like they may not receive those benefits. Mind you, the United States government does have the ability to make sure that they do receive those benefits, but of course, Republicans are going to withhold those benefits because they can always just say it's all the Democrats' fault, because Republicans love screwing over poor people and then blaming it on Democrats. So, you got that going on. You got everything else that's been going on in the country, and we're going to get to a couple of the different things that are happening right now. But you can definitely feel that people aren't feeling great. People are tired. People are exhausted. It's only been, this is what, the first 10 months, not even 10 months, first 9 months. So, yeah, things are definitely getting to a boiling point, I think, for a lot of people. And you're starting to see it. Trump's approval numbers continuing to go further and further down. People, continuing to speak out more and more. And those No Kings protests were gigantic. Fucking gigantic. So good to see that people are, aware of everything that's going on right now, and we'll see if people choose to do something about it here in a month in the voters' boxes. There are a couple, races that are important, and obviously November 3rd or 4th is the vote for Prop 50 in California. Yes on 50. And let's hope that that goes through. And, I was talking about earlier, and I know I've said before about Prop 50, that I think that Newsom should have, just gone right over the top and just pushed it through like Texas has done, like Missouri has done, like North Carolina or South Carolina has done. But, in talking to somebody today, I thought about it a little bit more, and the hope is that when these attempts to gerrymander go through, as they will go through, hopefully there is some type of fight in the courts against places like Texas and Missouri that did not put it to the vote, which maybe Gavin Newsom's paying 5 to each yes, and maybe we'll see an even better outcome where possibly these, voting maps for these other states that didn't vote on it get overturned, and California's stands because of the fact that it's voted on by the people. So maybe Gavin Newsom knows something I don't, and I just wanted to say that kind of right off the bat while it's still on my mind, still fresh. It's something to look forward to. What's up, everybody? Let's see who's in the chat. Let's say hi, and then let's get started, because there's plenty to cover. Of course, plenty to cover. Never is a day that there isn't plenty to cover. Woke Mike, number 1. Ben, you are so close. So close, Ben. Woke Mike, what's happening? Number 1. Ben Ridding, what's happening? Number 2. The People, what's happening? Number 3. Susie Jones, we're happy to have you here as long as you can be here, Susie. Skelts, you gotta wake up early to beat Woke Mike. Skelts, welcome to the chat. Janelle, what's happening down there in the chat area? Chat. Janelle, let's see. Tammy, what's going on, Tammy? Tammy, the only person that's left a comment on my Angry Ginger Funny Live Clips channel. It's okay. I understand. You guys are here for the politics, not here for the funnies. Let's see. Who else is here? Golf Marine, farewell to Kings. Didn't want one. Don't want one. Fucking go the fuck away. That's what I'm for. Let's see who else is here. Let's see. A? What's happening to A? Suzanne? Randy? What's going on, guys? Manny, good to see you. Look at all you guys. Love seeing you guys. Merton, over there, hold it down on Twitch as always. Thank you, Merton. I want to know why is Congress thinks it has a vacation. They are still collecting a paycheck and should be helping to get the government back open. Yeah, I mean, when we talk about food stamps being cut off, when we talk about people that have, potentially are going to lose their jobs and not get paychecks, it's funny that we're not talking about politicians because, as always, it's the American citizens getting fucked. Every single time. American citizens getting fucked while politicians, sit with their thumb up their ass collecting a paycheck. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Pamela's here for the cat videos. Damn right, Pamela. We have dog videos today, Pamela. That's right. Get excited, guys. Dog videos. It's going to be awesome. We've had cat videos, okay? We've had cat videos. We've had random pet videos. We've had people failing videos, and now, guys, we had baby videos. We're getting a dog video today. I already got my first warning on that channel too because I put up a short to a Kanye West reaction, and Kanye West, being a terrible human being, got me my first warning on that channel. Didn't take long, guys. Got my first warning. Doesn't take long. All right. So let's do the damn thing. So let's start off by talking about this. For those of you guys that know, I've worked in the grocery industry for about 20 years, a little more than 20 years-ish. It's hard to remember. And I talk quite a bit about grocery prices. I've told you guys in the past that beef prices have skyrocketed, and that those beef prices skyrocketing are due to a lot of different factors. Climate change, global transport issues, the real lack of pasture in America because of climate change. There are very thin margins in cattle because of the fact that the feed costs so much because of climate change. There's a lot that has to go back to that. There is a increased demand for beef in America. And I even said recently when we decided that we were going to export some of our beef to Australia, how bad of that an idea that was. But now, of course, Donald Trump is also talking about buying Argentinian beef. And Argentina is a huge producer of beef. But just right off the bat, so people know, Argentina is currently being affected by a hand, foot, and mouth disease outbreak with their cattle. And they're talking about importing these cattle in regardless of whether or not the disease is still active in Argentina, which could lead to an even bigger problem. We already have issues with screwworm making its way across the Mexican border to cattle in Texas. If we bring cattle to the United States from Argentina that has hand, foot, and mouth disease issues, it's going to get even worse. This is a bad idea on just so many levels, and if we're going to subsidize Argentina's government by giving them $40 billion, and then we're going to watch Argentina sell soybeans to China, which fucks over our soybean farmers, and then we're going to double down by bringing cattle to America to drive down the prices on cattle farmers here in America, it is the height of stupidity. I cannot tell you how stupid this is. There are not words in the English language to explain how stupid this is. So I just wanted to watch. This is the news report. We'll watch this with you guys. This is the news report from ABC News on ranchers that are currently talking about how they feel about Trump screwing them over, fucking them over. So here you go.
Well, they say President Trump is selling them out. American cattle farmers slamming Trump's plan to import beef from Argentina. The president says the move will help bring down record high beef prices while also helping Argentina's struggling economy and President Javier Milei. But agricultural economists say that Argentine beef accounts for such a small slice of beef imports that even doubling imports wouldn't lead to much cheaper prices at the grocery store. And now American farmers, many of whom voted for Trump, are pleading with him to reconsider. And that includes my next guest, Scott Thompson, a fourth-generation farmer who also voted for Trump. He grows cattle, corn, and soybeans in Nebraska.
He's triple fucked. Corn's having a bad year, soybeans not being bought by China, and cattle now, he is triple fucked.
And he's worried that these imports could actually make prices go up. Scott joins me now from his farm and, yes, inside his truck because he never stops working. Scott, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, so let's talk about, just put into perspective, Scott, how important cattle is to your business. And
thank you for the 10 membership skills. Thank you so much for the 10 memberships.
What would happen to you and other ranchers if the Trump administration does reach this beef deal to import more meat from Argentina?
Well, I think we're already sitting at too many imports, and that's what kind of happened to this cattle herd size. We have a record low cattle herd, and it's because it hasn't been profitable the last decade, because we've been competing with cheaper imports from.
Yeah, very important that cattle herds are smaller because the amount of profit that they can generate has become less and less. So Americans as a whole have moved away from cattle farming because of the expensive grain, because of the lack of pasture, and because it's just not profitable when you have big companies that can buy up cattle farms and do it in ways that pushes these small farmers out. But these small farmers, they should have known this by now. Donald Trump is on record as saying that small farms don't work. Mid-sized farms don't work. Corporate farms are the way to go, that they're the most efficient way to do farming, that these guys are wasting their time. And at the beginning of this year, they already got screwed over by the fact that Trump's government took away all the subsidies when it came to new irrigation equipment, all the stuff that came to fighting climate change that was allowing farmers to put in irrigation and stuff, and pretty much charged the government to be able to do that. So you already had people that are losing their farms because of that. You already had cattle that was already at razor-thin margins and people getting out of the industry because there's no profit in it. And now you're going to up the import from another country. And this just once again puts the lie to the whole Trump America First bullshit. It's either Trump got into the presidency and realized all his ideas as far as, being this solitary walled off country were stupid. And then he started taking on the ideas of prior administrations or pretty much any other country in the world as far as global import and global trade goes. But if he was going to do that, then, you might not wanted to have started off your entire presidency by pissing off the rest of our trade partners. That would have probably been a great start. But these people, they voted for him. And they voted for him because
I love the poorly educated.
Because he loves the poorly educated.
Other countries like the southern border. Right now you have a New World screwworm issue in Mexico, and it cut off imports.
Thank you for bringing up screwworm. He's like the second person other than me that's talked about screwworm. I feel like I'm the only person that has brought up screwworm.
imports, and that's what's jacked these prices up, which we producers have kept really low for high quality protein. A bag of Doritos in our local grocery store is the same price of 1 pound of ground beef.
Okay, you just mentioned the screwworm, and believe it or not, we were reading articles about this, my producer and I, so let me just skip to that.
I think these people just found out about the screwworm. These motherfuckers want USAID back now. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Manny. It's like, I don't understand this administration. I don't think I ever will. I think that it just really comes down to the most simplistic answer. And as Donald Trump is not a smart person, the people that are involved in his administration are greedy people. I don't think, when you look at like the Scott Bessents and people around Trump, not every one of them is a complete fucking idiot. They're just greedy ass people. Elon Musk is certifiably a fucking moron, but there are people in his administration that know what they're doing. They're choosing not to do it, or they're choosing to do things in his administration that are just plain fucking evil. And it's all for self-interest. It's all because of selfish people. It's all because they're greedy. And Donald Trump just isn't smart enough to either, recognize that it was going on, or he just doesn't give a fuck. And it most likely is both. He's probably not smart enough. And if he was smart enough, he wouldn't give a fuck either way.
Question, because I wanted to ask you about you and other cattle ranchers that have said that importing beef from Argentina does carry this risk of parasites or biohazards like this New World screwworm. What are you learning about this? Should we all be worried about this? Sort of explain how that works for us.
Yeah, this is a major...
I think it's a different kind of worm that's in RFK Jr.'s brain, guys. But you guys might be right. It might be a screwworm in his brain.
Major concern. It's primarily comes from that region in the world. When we have domestic beef in this country, that's the safest and highest quality means of production that we can have. So I think
I also heard a statistic today, and I don't know if this is true, but it's something like 1.3 dairies closed per day in Wisconsin. Look that up. I saw a dairy farmer talking about that, and I didn't have time to look into it to make sure that it is correct. But I believe it was something like 500 dairies a year close.
We should do everything we can to build our calf herd, build our beef numbers, and ultimately lower the price with domestic beef. I don't think we should be looking for new markets to purchase beef. We have the capacity to raise those animals right here.
Okay, well, then that leads me to what the president put out a message to all of you farmers today. I want to read it to you. He wrote on social media, the cattle ranchers, who I love, don't understand that the only reason they are doing so well for the first time in decades is because I put tariffs on cattle coming into the United States, including a 50% tariff on Brazil. If it weren't for me, they'd be doing just as they've done for the past 20 years. Terrible. Your response?
Well, it has been, and that's why the herd size is down. That's why you're having a hard time getting young producers back into the mix. The tariffs did help. We need to reduce imports. We need to grow our herd. Literally
what he's doing is importing beef. It's so hard to watch these people. Like, bro, just say it. They can't do it. They're so fucking, they're so culty. They're so culty.
Grow domestic beef in this country. We have the means to do it. And
he's like, if we could just do some light socialism, it'd be pretty dope if we could do some light socialism.
And I think we should not be looking for new markets to bring beef in here. Another thing we could do is mandatory country of origin labeling. The one good thing this has done is it's brought light into our industry. We, as a producer, and you as a consumer, want to know where your beef's coming from. Right now, there is not mandatory country of origin.
Yeah, I mean, that would be true if Americans could fucking afford to be picky. At this point, with beef prices, I do think it's important. Being a person that works in the industry, I'm telling you that, yes, it is important where your beef comes from. But you can't tell a person that is living paycheck to paycheck that they need to be concerned about where their beef is coming from at this point. That's a little out of touch on his part there. Jen, what's happening, Jen? Hey there, AG. I thought that Harold Nutlick said our beef is beautiful, their beef is weak. What the fuck is happening? Are these guys bullshitting us? Our beef is beautiful for fuck's sake. Also, Jen, hi, Jen. And also, I just like the fact that you use bullshitting. Good job. Yeah, that's because everything with this fucking administration is a facade. It's all hyperbole. It's all just bullshit. Bullshit. And Americans buy it. Why?
I love the poorly educated.
Because he loves the poorly educated. And that is the vast majority of this fucking country. And it's not completely American citizens' fault. It's their fault for voting for dumb shit like this. But it's the demolishing of the education system. It's the fact that Americans have no time off, no time to spend with family. Everybody has to work consistently 40 hours a week. Your wife works, you work. You better get your fucking kid in the mine so that way they can work, so that way you can afford to pay your rent and your fucking skyrocketing electricity bill because of fucking data centers. I mean, there's not a lot that can be said about this administration at any point that is a W. You know, there's nothing that I can think of off the top of my head right now. And I'm the guy who used to play the game with Trump supporters where I could name 3 things that Donald Trump did in his first administration that were good things and they could not, right? I can't name one thing right now in the first 9 months, 10 months, that's a solid W. I mean, a lot of people go, what about the peace in Gaza? There's no peace, motherfucker. They've been killing each other ever since he announced that shit. The only W's are fake ones. What happened to 90 deals in 90 days? We didn't get 9 deals in 9 months. Like, it's all just so sad.
Labeling. So if they do, in fact, bring in beef, which they do, you don't know where it's coming from. If it's coming from the Midwest or if it's coming from Argentina.
All right. So then let me ask you a question. You voted for President Trump and have generally been supportive of his goals with tariffs. What's your message to him right now?
My message is, along with animal production and all production, let's do what we can to grow those industries domestically.
He said that with a straight face and so earnest. My dude, how have you not figured this out? It's sad to watch, man. It's sad to watch people like these dudes could be homeless on the fucking street. Their kids starving. Their wife starving. Their friends losing their property and their farm and their house. And someone would come up and go, man, it sucks that this happened to you. And this dude would look up at him and go, yeah, fuck Biden. Donald Trump's a moron, and you're a moron for voting for him. Like, I want to, fucking be able to talk to these people and be like, man, explain to me your way of thinking, man. And then just sit there. This is why I love Adam Mockler, right? Is because Adam Mockler will go out of his way to sit with these types of people and really try to make a difference on how they think about shit. This guy doesn't seem like a dummy. But you cannot seem like a dummy, you cannot sound like a dummy, and then do shit that makes you look like a dummy. And this man is proving without a doubt, by continuing to have this soft bullshit language with Donald Trump. Oh, it'd be great if he could just help us to grow domestically. That's what he told you in the first place, and your ass voted for him, and then he left you out in the cold. And just like a woman that gets cheated on over and over again by a serial abuser, you're like, I don't know, he does seem to be trying to get better. Fuck!
If he doesn't listen, will you still support him?
Look at this shit! Look at this dude! He's like,
I love the poorly educated.
No,
Will you still support him?
I hope that this Argentina beef thing is just a silver lining that brings light onto some of the problems our industry's had for a lot of years.
Well, the price of beef hit a record $6.32 a pound,
I love the poorly educated.
according to the last government report. And Trump campaigned on bringing prices down at the grocery store. Do you think importing beef, could help him do what he promised?
I mean, I think it's a basic function of supply and demand. It'll bring down price, but we've held the beef price low for years.
I'm going to say this one more time. Cattle prices in California, in America, have been razor thin. I'm sorry, cattle profits have been razor thin. Razor thin. This man needs to just say it. This is bad for American cattle ranchers. I don't understand how people can just be so fucking thick-skulled.
And it's probably just catching up to what other goods in your grocery store have done over the last decade.
Yeah, the USDA says that it's restarting some aid programs now for farmers impacted by the shutdown. Do you think that's enough to help people now, or do farmers need more relief?
On the beef side of things have been about the best they've been in years. On the row crop side of things, where you're probably more alluding to soy exports towards China, there's definitely some guys in some tight situations.
That's the understatement of the fucking century. Right now, there are places that have storage, right? And they are allowing people to store their soybeans for up to a year and not sell them. They're selling them to them, right? They're selling them to them, but they don't have to determine a price for a year, because the place that's storing these beans is banking on the fact that prices are going to be even lower a year from now than they are now. They're playing into the fact that farmers right now can't sell off these soybeans, because if they do, they will sell them at a loss. So they're literally storing soybeans, not selling them off, because China doesn't want American soybeans. By the way, China is buying Argentinian soybeans instead. This is just a closed loop of dumb fuckery. They're in a pretty tight spot, bud. This guy should be a fucking politician.
Due to that and inflation of other products, where we haven't kept up, where our machinery and input costs have gone through the roof, and the price of grain has stayed pretty stagnant.
I know you're a soybean farmer also. So, I mean, this is the perfect segue.
Christ.
What about the soybean harvest, and how much of a challenge is it right now with China, the world's largest soybean market, not buying American soybeans?
Yeah, I mean, it comes right back into that supply and demand. Right now we have short supply of beef, and great demand, and price is high, and we have a big supply of soybeans and not great demand, and the price is low. So it is affecting us.
Well, clearly you've got to
Brother looks like he's about to cry.
get back to work, fire up that truck, and I appreciate you calling in, Scott Thompson. Let's stay in close touch, all right?
Yeah, thank you.
We love
Jesus Christ, man.
I love the poorly educated.
There isn't a lot that you can say for these people. We spend so much time on this channel at the beginning of the live streams, the first 2 years of live streams, trying to talk to Trump supporters, trying to engage with statistics and facts, trying to warn them that Donald Trump doesn't care about them, that he only cares about himself, that, that he's eventually going to leave them out in the cold. And when it happens, this is what you get, is you get this mental gymnastics from these people where they're trying to be like, he's trying his best. It's like having like a new person at work and you're like, yeah, they're not fast. Yes, they yelled at a customer. Yeah, we caught them drinking on their break. But they're new. Maybe they just need time to learn the ins and the outs. And then someone comes up and goes, oh, they used to work here for like 4 years a while ago. And you're like, oh, okay. Did you guys not know this guy sucked? You guys rehired this guy. Did you guys not know this guy sucked? Answer me. Did you not know this guy sucked? Jesus Christ, guys. What do you do about this? Nothing. That's what you do about this. Guys. All right. So, I guess they only get $2. Dinky $2. Susie. Exactly. All right. Let's see. I know most of you guys saw that the other day we were talking about Trump.Giuffre, and we were talking about her book that's coming out, and it looks like that book is coming out now, or has came out. And some of the stuff that was in it has been talked about. People are starting to talk about it. So let's talk about the Trump.Giuffre and her co-writer, who obviously is still alive. Trump.Giuffre, unfortunately, took her own life. Really sadly, took her own life. But Trump.Giuffre's co-writer is still alive and talking about the book. And she said she knows the names on the Epstein list, guys. So, Trump.Giuffre's co-writer says she knows Epstein list names. Now, this is a News Nation article, guys. That's right. Read News Nation, guys. That's right. This story, just so everybody understands, story contains discussions of grape and SA, and, everybody should be aware of that. Trump.Giuffre's posthumous 400-page memoir dropped Tuesday, detailing her long-standing allegations against convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his companion, Ghislaine Maxwell. Just so you know, part of the book, apparently Ghislaine Maxwell forced Giuffre to refer to her as G-Max. And if you haven't heard or seen some of the stuff that has been coming out about this book, G-Max needs to keep her ass in prison, because the shit that she's accused of in Giuffre's book is absolutely fucking heartbreaking and insane. Epstein and his companion Ghislaine Maxwell as well hints at other abusers. Co-writer Amy Wallace joined News Nation's Banfield on Tuesday to discuss the memoir titled Nobody's Girl, which includes descriptions of physical abuse, depraved sex acts, and claims that Epstein spoke about blackmailing various powerful people using tapes of them doing things with underage girls, of course. And, let's watch a little bit of this, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Whoops.
People who passed her around. Trump.Giuffre made sure that the whole world knew her name and the names of the people who passed her around like a sex doll when she should have been dating young teenage boys like her. And that'll probably have to suffice for her and for all the rest of us who want the names of those who passed her around as a kid. Names known to the world already because of their wealth or power or position, names attached to men who spent their fun time with people who trafficked Virginia for sex.
And as I've said before, have not stopped. There's no way that these people that harm children back in the 90s and 2000s, and probably were harming children long before that, have just magically stopped doing it. So, for all the people that are kind of like, oh, these women are, how old are they? They haven't moved on with their life. first of all, you're an asshole. Okay? First of all, you're a terrible human being. Second of all, if you think that there aren't new victims from these people, like, you're insane. These people that harm children don't just magically stop harming children. The people that she knows the names of, and once again, we're all going to be in the same place where we always are, saying the same thing that we always do, and that is, then release the names. But once again, we're also in the same place that we've been this entire time, saying a lot of people can't release these names because they know how powerful these people are, and their life's over. Their life's over. In fact, there's a good chance that Giuffre decided to take her own life because she knew what would happen after this book came out. We want to know who these people are. We want to see these people put on trial. We want evidence to be presented. And if these people are guilty of crimes, we want to see them brought to justice. Not just for the women that showed up at the Capitol that deserve justice, but also to get them off the streets and away from potential victims, both in the future and the recent past. That's the beginning and the end of that. Just fucking, there is no argument that you can make right now that says that we shouldn't know who these people are.
The late Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell, men who happily used and abused Virginia at Epstein's invitation. Virginia didn't want fame or power for herself. She only wanted to not be invisible, so that what she endured and how and from whom wouldn't be invisible either. She spoke out in life as much as she could. And now, as I'm sure you're aware, she's speaking out in death in the form of a wrenching memoir that came out today. It's called Nobody's Girl, a memoir of surviving abuse and fighting for justice. And while it is tempting to call her posthumous recollections a tell-all, they're not.
And, you know, probably the most fucking sad part about Giuffre's story was that she actually had some belief that Donald Trump would follow through with his promises to release the Epstein list. Like, that's so fucking sad. And MAGA Republicans who were frothing at the mouth when they thought that the list was filled with Democrats and no Republicans voted for Donald Trump to get into office to release the Epstein files. In fact, before the Epstein, the cover up the Epstein files happened, I thought for sure Donald Trump would at least expose the Democrats that potentially are in those files. It turns out, nope. Turns out, no, he has no. There's no list, actually. If there is a list, remember it was made up by Barack Obama and Joe Biden and James Comey. Because that makes sense. Because that makes all the sense, right? But it's so fucking sad that Giuffre literally was like, maybe, just maybe, Donald Trump will do this thing and release these files. And we all know why he hasn't. We all know why he hasn't. And I can only imagine being a person that was a survivor, that was a victim of this type of abuse, to sit there and hope so fucking hard with all of your being that you're going to finally see some justice because this douchebag that wants to be the president one more time before he dies comes through and tells you that he's going to release the names of these elites, these important people, these powerful people, and then to just watch him just fucking cover it up. It makes my fucking heart hurt so much. It's so goddamn sad. Like, and you know, I know a lot of people will be saying, oh, well, why would she ever think that Trump would do that? Why would she ever, you know, it's tough to be in that person's shoes, man. It's tough to be a victim of what she was a victim of and not see that she had some type of hope. Because maybe she never experienced Donald Trump in that manner. Maybe, like I said before, Donald Trump doesn't have to be in those files for him to be complicit with the actions of those people. His name is going to pop up in those files whether or not he participated or whether or not he's covering up for them. And if you are a person that performed those actions, or whether or not you're a person that performed those actions, or whether or not you're a person that covered up those actions so those people can't be brought to justice, corporate would like you to look at those two pictures, because those two pictures are the same. If you cover up the crimes of powerful people, of elite people that have harmed children, whether or not you did it or not, you're just as bad as they are. And that's so fucking sad that this woman went through all that shit and her last hope was this fucking buffoon in the office right now.
You'll find the names in bold print of some of the famous men who Virginia says sexually abused her, other than Epstein, right?
Thank you, photo.
But only those that she had outed before in legal documents. The rest can be surmised, sort of patched together, some more readily than others with all the clues that she's dropping. And the internet, yeah, it's been surmising its brains out all day. But I went one step further and I spoke with Virginia's co-author, Amy Wallace, who's keenly aware that even the rich and powerful cannot threaten a dead woman. Trump.Giuffre died by suicide in April. But they can make life extremely unpleasant for co-authors and publishers if they want to, those men. And so we get passages like the following, quote, "I came to be trafficked to a multitude of powerful men. Among them were a gubernatorial candidate who was soon to win an election in a Western state and a former U.S. senator." And
Yikes. Yikes.
she wrote this, quote, "The second person I was lent out to was a psychology professor whose research Epstein was helping to fund."
And we covered a lot of that in the Zorro Ranch stuff. If you don't know about the Zorro Ranch stuff, but we mentioned multiple scientists that were known to affiliate with Jeffrey Epstein.
Giuffre writes of a
Our politicians lie the level yours have. It's mind-blowing to me. America, photo. America. We got to be number one at everything.
quote-unquote heralded statesman to whom she was lent out in New York and in Palm Beach, who also, she says, was the oldest man Epstein ever made her service.
God
She
damn.
also describes being handed around to, quote, billionaire number one and his pregnant wife, as well as billionaire number two, who was 52 years old back then with thinning brown hair.
See, good job, Virginia. It is time. It is time to start finding some motherfuckers.
And if you wonder what Jeffrey Epstein got out of loaning out Trump.Giuffre to his pals and other important people, like swimsuits at a pool party, she has a one-word answer, and that is leverage.
Yeah.
Virginia writes that Epstein had every room wired for video and sound. Bedrooms, bathrooms, all the intimate places.
Yet Trump wants you to believe that there is no video evidence involving other people that Epstein trafficked these young women to. Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, Dan Bongina, they all want you to believe that there's no video evidence, guys. No video evidence. He had all those cameras just for himself, guys. Just for himself. He had all those cameras in all those other rooms. Just for him.
And that he kept a huge library of videotapes. She says he told her those recordings gave him leverage, control over powerful men, which presumably might extend long after Epstein's death in a New York jail cell back in 2019. And then there is the matter of Donald Trump. It has never been a secret that he was in Epstein's orbit. There are photos and videos and flight logs, and Virginia had a job at Mar-a-Lago, as did her father. That's where she says she met Ghislaine Maxwell. So how does Trump fare in the pages of Virginia's memoir? It might surprise you to hear that he fares very well. She writes that Trump never abused her and that she never witnessed him taking part in any Epstein sex trafficking. Which brings me to a wider point. Until his secret life was exposed, Jeffrey Epstein was a paragon, admired not only for his success, but for all of the causes that he was championing and the millions that he was pledging to give away, not that he followed through. The vast majority of people who hobnobbed with Jeffrey Epstein were not and are not sex criminals or even bad.
Yeah, I fucking disagree with that. Hold on, lady. Hold on, lady. Like you gonna say the vast majority? You said that with your chest. Yeah, this is News Nation. They are like, please don't cancel us. Look at this lady on the left. All right, like no, fuck that. She does not look safe or comfortable. Let's see if we can find the fucking her talking to the author lady. I don't want to hear her suck off a bunch of rich people for the. Oh god, that's a terrible thing to say right now. I want to see her talk to this lady. Because I'm not going to sit here and listen to this lady go, please don't cancel us, please don't cancel us, please don't cancel us for the next 3 minutes.
Calls Giuffre's memoir a predator's playbook that took 4 years for them to write together. Here's my conversation with her. I have such a curiosity about the knowledge that Virginia had, the knowledge that Virginia and you wrote down, and then what the finished product was. How much was edited out? Like, how many names of perpetrators were actually edited out for myriad reasons?
Well, you know, the purpose of her book was never to write a list of names. The list of names exists. It exists in the FBI files. It exists in the Epstein files, as we...
See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. The lady that wrote the fucking book with her is like, it exists. They have that shit. Like, if they didn't, they could just straight up come out and be like, this fucking lady is fucking, you know, like, I mean, this administration is putting people in prison for a lot fucking less right now. You gonna tell me that they're not gonna fucking snatch this lady up? Like, they know that shit's true. They know they have a fucking list. No, it's not an actual list. We know that. We know you have videos, motherfuckers. We know you have files, fuckers. Like, fucking release the files.
Now call them. She had named many names in depositions already that have been made public. There are 4 different document dumps that there are many, many names in those. The goal of the book was to take you inside the experience of a 16-year-old girl who is swept into this world of predation. Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein trafficking these girls and young women to their friends. And it's Virginia's experience from being abused very terribly in her young life, escaping, becoming a mom and a wife, and then becoming an advocate for others. So obviously, names are of interest to people. Any victim has to weigh the back and forth of the cost and the payoff of naming a name to try to hold your abusers to account, and then what comes with that. So loss of privacy, loss of safety. In Virginia's case, she had a death threat that the FBI called and told her was verified.
Yeah, who do you guys think are the type of people that have made death threats to somebody like Trump.Giuffre? I'm going to guess it's somebody that happens to be a MAGA Republican, because there's no Democrats out there. There's no fucking liberals out there. No progressives out there making death threats to abuse victims. You know who does that kind of shit? MAGA Republicans that are afraid that their cult leader is going to get caught up in the dragnet. That's who does it. Every one of these fucking pedophile pastors that are getting arrested, that are fucking MAGA, that's who does that. this recent dipshit that was going to the fucking airport to shoot up the airport. MAGA Republican. I guarantee you that wasn't some pro-Palestine progressive. But I bet you I can tell you who it was. I bet you I can tell you who it was. And I bet you I can tell you who they voted for.
She had people breaking into her house. So this wasn't a paranoia on her part. She knew that there were dangers. And so with every different scene in the book, I know all the names that are there, but every different scene she had to make a decision about whether or not she was going to rename or name these people. And the book is the result of those decisions that she made.
Well, and I would assume anybody who's associated with the book, you're connected, the publishers, everybody is liable if these extraordinarily wealthy and powerful people decide to come after you.
Dude, the lady interviewing this lady's like, am I at risk right now? Am I at risk? Did News Nation do this to me? Like, ma'am, I think that I'm on a list right now just watching y'all talk about this shit while streaming it on YouTube. I'm afraid Prince Andrew's about to knock on my goddamn door.
So I would have assumed it was a team effort to say, can't name this one, or it's a world of hurt for everybody involved.
Well, I mean, any book like this, and you know this, of course, you fact check. We interrogated it. I mean, it's part of the reason that she hired me. I've been a journalist for 30 plus years. I know how to investigate things. So this was not. I think there's a mystery surrounding a ghostwriter collaboration arrangement. This was not just me turning on my tape recorder and having her speak into it, and then transcribing it, and then cleaning it up a little bit and putting it into a book form. It involved a lot of extra reporting around her, a lot of documentation from, as I said, court records. I've read all of the depositions, not just hers, but everyone's in the case that have been made public. We talked to a lot of people around her who knew her contemporaneously during the Epstein and Maxwell abuse. Et cetera. That's not the full summary of our fact checking and our carefulness, but we knew, and she knew all along, that she was a target. If she raised her hand, she was going to get potentially slammed, and everything needed to be buttoned up, and we worked very hard to make that happen.
Yeah. Look, I've said it before, because there'll be some fucking Trump supporter that comes in here and goes, he's not in the files. Sure, let's give you a best faith argument there. Let's say he's not. Let's say he's not on the list. He's still covering up for these people. And like I said, whether he's in the files, on the list, in the files because he is friends with these people, or he's in the files and he doesn't want to release them because he knows he's connected to it, he's just as bad as any one of these people, and he knows it. And I'm pretty sure Donald Trump hopes that he eats his last cheeseburger long before these files see the light of day. That's why they don't want to confirm the lady from Arizona. That's why Thomas Massie and Rand Paul are both now hated by Donald Trump, because they won't bow, they won't bend the knee, they want to release these files. That's why Donald Trump called them a hoax and said they were fake. It's why Kash Patel now claims that they don't exist, and Pam Bondi, after saying there's a client list on her desk, says that there's no such thing. It's because they all know that Trump is either complicit or he's covering that shit up. So, anyways. Let's see. What do we got else on here? What did I put in the title? You guys got to always tell me what's in the title. What's in the title of my live stream, guys? Oh, thank you for the $5. Thank you for the $5. Fantra Death. Trump once said, maybe you Second Amendment people can do something about Hillary. When threats like that go unpunished, the world ends up like this. Well, and isn't that, like, we all know, fan. I mean, I'm exhausted by pointing out the hypocrisy of MAGA. I've just, gotten to this point where I just say, don't even waste your fucking time Don't waste your time arguing with these people. They're not worth the oxygen that you have to waste to try to convince them of the fucking reality that's going on in this world right now. It's not worth your time at all. Not even a little bit. They're cult members. They're not good people. Any person that can come out and defend a person that is covering up the Epstein files after saying for this long that they wanted to see these Epstein files released, any person that could do that is not a good person, and they're not worth your time. And let's just hope that over the next 3 years, people get better educated, people wisen up, people figure their shit out, and we get Donald Trump out of office, and we get somebody into office that will do something about the Epstein files and these people that covered him up. That's all we can hope for. MAGA Civil War, thank you. Silent. You're my favorite, Silent. You're my favorite, just so you know. All right, guys. We haven't watched Kyle in a little bit. So I was like, we got to do some Kyle. We got to do Kyle Kalinske, MAGA Civil War erupts as Shapiro berates Alex Jones and MTG. The Civil War, guys. The Civil War is happening in MAGA. And it's kind of fun to watch, to be honest. Just watching these weird fucking almost claymation celebrity deathmatch characters fucking fight with each other. It's almost fun. Almost fun. Oh, thank you for the $5. Ichikon. It's far beyond hypocrisy at this point. The hypocrisy has been tolerated and coddled for long enough to become full-on psychosis. Yes, mass psychosis. Yeah, you guys have heard me say it before. MAGA is under mass psychosis. When you have the feeling of cognitive dissonance when it comes to something like the Epstein files, and yet you can still make it right in your head that Donald Trump somehow is not a part of the Epstein files or not covering him up, whatever you want to call it, you know that person is under the influence of mass psychosis. They're literally just being led around by their nose. They're lost. I've said this before. We've passed the point of making these people better. It's going to be like Nazi Germany shit. These people are going to be hiding their MAGA merch in chests in their basement because they can't let go of the past and they wish that Trump was still in power. And they're going to just be like undercover Nazis. That's the only way they still exist in society after this is all over.
So it looks like we have some trouble in paradise. We have Ben Shapiro calling out other MAGA pundits and figures. He goes after Marjorie Taylor Greene and Alex Jones, but he also, and we'll get to this a little bit later, but he also seems to be pissed off at people who work for his own company. Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh, and basically it's because
it's kind of beautiful to watch Ben Shapiro's his company just like tear itself apart limb from limb. And you guys know about Ben Shapiro's book? Did I talk to you guys about this last week? Ben Shapiro's book, Lions and Scavengers. The Behind the Bastards podcast started talking about it, and they started talking about the fact that like Ben Shapiro obviously doesn't know that lions get like over 50% of their diet from scavenging. It's like the worst analogy you could possibly fucking create, and it's just on par when you talk about Ben Shabibo, right?
That group chat that came out, that like pro-Hitler group chat, the young Republicans who are fucking 40 years old, and they're saying like, put our opponents in the gas chamber and we love Hitler and shit like that. And
guys, they were just like 35-year-old kids. They're like, come on, they're 35-year-old kids, guys.
For understandable reasons, he doesn't like that too much. So let's start with him going after Alex Jones.
Oh, there's the book! There's the book! Lions and Scavengers! Oh, he's so proud of that piece of garbage. That is so amazing. Did you guys see the Adam Mockler debate where he's up on stage with the Charlie Kirk guy, and he asks him if he'll denounce the young Republicans chat, and the guy won't denounce it, and he's finally like leans over to the other people that are on the stage with him, and he's like, "How about you guys? Will you guys denounce it?" And they're like, "Oh, fuck yes." People are like, I'm not that crazy.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene.
We need to be real about the agenda of many of the people who are continuing to rely on the...
No, don't turn... Dude, Kyle, did Kyle Kalinske just speed up Ben Shabibo? Kyle, we don't speed up Shabibo. You slow down Shabibo. I'm about to have a fucking aneurysm.
Of the quote-unquote traditional Republicans who quote-unquote don't want to attack right. Marjorie Taylor Greene is dividing the Republican Party, not the people criticizing Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is attacking the president day in and day out. Who's dividing the party? The people who mention it or Marjorie Taylor Greene? Marjorie Taylor Greene spent the last 24 hours ripping into Republican men.
He looked so sad. Oh my God, he looked so sad when he said that. Dude, when a chick that looks like a Neanderthal is making fun of you, you know you have no prospects. When the fucking caveman from the Geico commercial is like, you guys suck, no one's ever gonna sleep with you. You know you have hit the bottom of the fucking barrel. Oh, I gotta see that one more time. That was fucking amazing.
Marjorie Taylor Greene spent the last 24 hours ripping into Republican men. For example, Marjorie Taylor Greene, apparently, she tore into her party and said GOP men in the Congress are quote-unquote weak. Apparently, and now she's getting this media blitz from the left while torching Speaker Johnson, torching Donald Trump, accusing Donald Trump of a cover-up over Epstein. Quote, whereas President Trump has a very strong dominant style, he's not weak at all. A lot of the men here in the House are weak, Greene said. There's a lot of weak Republican men, and they're more afraid of strong Republican women. So they always try to marginalize the strong Republican women that actually want...
Bro, she's not wrong, though. That's like the saddest part about all this shit. Is I'm up here going like, actually, Marjorie Taylor Greene kind of based on this one. She's a lion. Shabibo's a scavenger.
Want to do something and actually want to achieve. Sure, that must be it. It can't be that you've been out there day and night getting the strange new respect from the left by attacking Trump over his foreign and domestic policy while engaging in the most rudimentary, conspiratorial nonsense.
Wait, Shabibo. Hold on, Shabibo. Are you saying that the woman that said that there was Jewish space lasers, are you saying that lady, the one who agreed that Ruth Bader Ginsburg might have been a clone, you're saying she's a conspiracy theorist? No way! Where were you fucking when she was saying all this shit for your side, dog? Oh, how the turntables!
If you point that out, are you the divider or is it Marjorie Taylor Greene?
So, in other words, if she keeps talking about wanting to release the Epstein files, then she's a traitor. She's a traitor because Trump obviously doesn't want to release them. Come on, Ben. Come on, dog. This is crazy.
Conspiratorial nonsense. If you point that out, are you the divider or is it Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's busy taking victory laps on CNN? When people keep trotting out folks like Alex Jones, and the idea is that if you don't, quote unquote, unite with Alex Jones, somehow you're undermining the party. It's Alex Jones who's torching members of the Trump administration. I mean, here's Alex Jones on Tucker Carlson's show, torching, in order, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and Dan Bongino.
Oh, my God. It's a beautiful thing to watch, guys. You guys know, like, when you get a nice bonfire going, you know, when you get a nice bonfire, and you're just throwing more wood on that bitch because you're like, man, let's get this going. And then you just sit back and watch that bonfire, and you're so impressed. You're just like, that's a good bonfire. That's how I feel right now, watching them burn each other down. I'm like, that's a good bonfire. Throw some more wood on that pile.
Who's the one who's dividing things? Who's the one attacking the president's policy? Who's the one who's shooting inside the tent, by the way? I'm getting rather tired of this idea.
Wait. What does that mean? Shooting in the tent sounds like something that Ben Shabibo does underneath the blankets when his wife's downstairs, like watching some kind of K-drama or something, right? Ben Shabibo's got his sheets pulled over his head, shooting in the tent. Jerking off to pictures of Donald Trump.
Yeah. That everybody who is not on the sort of extreme wing of the conspiratorial right, those are the ones who are wrecking the party by not accepting the extreme wing of the conspiratorial right that is constantly attacking inside the party. It's a wild supposition. Here was Alex Jones. This is again within the last 48 hours.
From what I've heard, Bondi's not bad. She's just lazy. Bongino's emotional and a big baby.
The dude just talks mad shit. karma needs to be real. It does. It needs to be real. Because if it's real, like, these people are all such shit people. Shabibo, shit person. MTG, shit person. Alex Jones, the shittest of shit persons. This fucking guy right here claimed that 20 first graders and 6 teachers, after they were murdered, were crisis actors. God, I hope that karma's real. Just eat each other's faces. Just go for it, guys. Just do the damn thing.
Patel is compromised, and it's just so sad.
I mean, like, I just wonder, is that, who's dividing? Who's the big divider?
Shabibo? Yeah, it's little shit. It's little Ben Shabibo. It's little Ben Shabibo. It's little Ben Shabibo. $5. Thank you, Fandradeath. When the left next takes power, they must indict and imprison these people. When it's not punished, they keep doing it and have been since the 1990s. Yeah, well, you know the left's problem, fan. You know the left's problem. And it's the same problem they've had for fucking ever. And that is that the left is feckless. Like, as soon as they get back in power, they think, oh, we've solved it. We fixed the issue. We got back in power. Now we just need to, status quo. Don't put anybody in jail. Don't put anybody in trial, because if we do it, they do it. And then, of course, the right comes into power, and the right does everything the left was afraid to do because they're not worried about whether or not the left does it, right? Because they know the left is feckless. So, I mean, I don't have a ton of hope that they're going to. I really don't. I don't. Tia Fireball is trying to get my attention. What's happening, Tia? The silent siren, now you're his ferret. I used to be his ferret. I'm going to cry. Tia, there's a lot of words in chat. I'm watching a video. How am I supposed to see you guys? I mean, I'm glad to see you're back in the chat, though, my friend. How am I supposed to see? I can't see every word that goes through your chat. I want you guys to fucking understand that. And also, my favorite clearly is Fantradeath. Obviously Fantradeath is my favorite.
Again, politics is a coalitional business, and people can vote for whomever they want. But the question now is not about voting. The question right now is about who gets to define the message and the future of the Republican Party. That's an ongoing battle all the time. That's an ongoing battle.
Oh, you want your wrench back? Yeah. If this is the real Tia. I'm just going to trust this is the real Tia. Okay? Silence saying that you're the real Tia. Okay? There you go. Congrats! You're back! And you're back in power.
On the right. And if you don't call this stuff out, you end up with the right-wing version of AOC running your party.
He's right.
Wait, is Kyle Kalinske about to say he's right about MTG being the right-wing version of AOC? I will disavow Kyle Kalinske if he says that shit. All right? I will 100% disavow Kyle Kalinske if he agrees with Lil Ben Shabibo on this one. Hold on. I got to go back to make sure I heard this right.
Now is about who gets to define the message and the future of the Republican Party. That's an ongoing battle all the time. That's an ongoing battle on the right. And if you don't call this stuff out, you end up with the
Sorry, George.
right-wing version of AOC running your party.
He's right that there is like a total contradiction in the Marjorie Taylor Greene
Okay. All right. I was a little bit concerned there.
And the Alex Jones approach, because they will seemingly say things that make them more independent, like, hey, you need to release the fucking Epstein files. They will say stuff like that. They will, call out the endless support for Israel, for example. But then at the end of the day, Marjorie Taylor Greene refuses to criticize Trump by name.
100%. Alex Jones doesn't. Tucker Carlson, every single fucking one of them is a Trump sycophant that wants to act like, oh, Donald Trump, Donald Trump's both way too smart to be used by donors, way too smart to be used by dark money, but also simultaneously too stupid to know that all these people are using him. It's just one of those things. He's just stupid. And he likes money. He likes money and he's stupid. If that helps Alex Jones or MTG or anybody on the right that is confused as to how these two thoughts can conflict, let me just make it real simple for you. Donald Trump likes money and he's stupid.
Jones refuses to criticize Trump by name, and so they try to have their cake and eat it too, where they keep their finger on the pulse of their viewers and try to hit the issues that they care about, including Israel, including the Epstein files and others. But they're not honest enough to just say, Trump's in the fucking Epstein files, and, you know, the Israel lobby owns the U.S. government, and, you know, Trump's doing Miriam Adelson's bidding, and they're allowing themselves a tiny dose of truth without going all the way. Mm-hmm. And so Shapiro's kind of right. They're like, who represents Trump and Trumpism better? Well, Trump is the ultimate arbiter of what Trumpism is, and Shapiro is the one who's basically cucking himself to Trumpism more thoroughly than the others are. So he's basically saying here, like, well, I represent Trump better. My side of the Republican Party represents Trump better because we're not criticizing him for shit. And that's true because Shapiro agrees with Trump's fucking warmongering foreign policy. He agrees with Trump doing Israel's bidding day in and day out and doing that fake peace deal. He agrees with not releasing the Epstein files because, God forbid, it exposes all these high-level elites and it exposes that Epstein was Mossad. He doesn't want that because he's that pro-Israel. He wants to hide that Epstein was Mossad. So he's kind of right that he represents Trump more than they do, as they ironically pretend to represent MAGA more. So on that front, I actually sympathize with him. All right, but now it goes deeper. So now,
but the MAGA grifting though. Oh Jesus! Holy shit! Don't put those four dudes on my screen. Holy shit, guys! Ben Shabibo, Knowles, and Walsh. Let me just tell you, there is so much in the closet energy right here, guys. There are closet doors waiting to be broken down galore in this picture right here. Okay, if you got gay in your heart, just let it out. All right, just let it out. We will look. I'll make this. I'll do this for the left. Okay, like I said, the left. I've only got 3 years on the left before they decide that I'm too mean to be here, anyways. Okay, as soon as we get Donald Trump out of office, the left is going to be like the angry ginger is just too mean to be on the left. We're supposed to be tolerant. He's got to go. Okay, so I'm just gonna take one for the team because it's okay. I know what's gonna happen to me, so I'm just gonna throw this one out there. I'm gonna make a deal. Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh, and Lil Ben Shabibo all come out as the flamboyant gay men that they know is deep down in their heart, okay? They come out and just let that shit out. And I will give each of them a hug. For you guys, sacrificing for the left, okay? I know you guys don't want to get close to them, but I will go to each one of these men's houses, okay? And I will give them the gayest of hugs, okay? We will brush genitalia, okay? That's the kind of hug. Don't, it's a little gay. It's okay. Being a little gay is okay. Being a lot of gay is also okay, all right? I'm just trying to make everybody okay with it, all right? I will do that for you guys. That's what I'm willing to do. They gotta do the first part. They gotta extend the olive branch, to use a really bad metaphor in this situation. Anyways, I will hug them, okay?
Now, back to the group chat thing, right? How you had the young Republicans who are 40 years old group chat. I love Hitler, send our enemies to the gas chamber, call black people watermelon people, just all sorts of fucking cringeworthy fucking vice signaling and the based ritual that was going on. Well, here are the...
Okay, and also, I don't know who the bottom right guy is. I've never seen him. He looks like Stephen Miller's evil uncle, okay? That's exactly what Stephen Miller is going to look like when he's like 75, okay?
Daily Wire host talking about that. Let's see what they say.
Again, I'm not even disagreeing with the motivations of the Politico story. In fact, even on my show today, I talked about the motivations of the Politico story, which, Matt, I agree, are completely scurrilous and designed to distract from the sort of violent rhetoric we've seen from the left. But it has led to...
How dare Politico release this? They're just trying to distract from the violent rhetoric of the left. Really? There were 3 MAGA terror attacks within the past month. And none of you guys said dick about it or said this is,
Well, I have a beer with him. That is going too far, Alan. I said I would give them a hug, a tight hug, a body-to-body hug, okay? I'm willing to go there, but we ain't going to have a beer together.
A problem endemic to the right. But yeah, that's what they were doing. They were distracting from the violence of the left, please.
I think a reactionary response on some parts of the right to say there should be no policing ever at all. No social consequences should ever attend to things that are said on the right. That it's basically just pure my side versus your side. The problem I have is, number one, I think that's moral. And number two, I don't think that's pragmatic. I don't think that's moral because I think that there are things that get said on the right that are really, really, really ugly, and pretending those away.
Bro, he said to gas people. You're Jewish. What is it like to be fucking Ben Shabibo? What is it like to cuck yourself out this fucking hard to Donald Trump right now? Little Ben, I am a never Trumper Shabibo, is now just down on both knees, just gobbling the entire fucking cock. I mean, he is down to root and stem, okay? He's got both balls down in his lower lip like it is dip, okay? I would say it's tickling the back of his throat, but we all know that Donald Trump is hung like a fucking pissant, okay? Like, what is that like? I mean, I'm looking at his face right now, and I do see the existential, like, anxiety that Lil Ben Shabibo is dealing with right now. It does look like he is having a very hard time. What is that like? They literally were talking about gassing the Jews. And you're up there right now going, yeah, sometimes they say bad stuff, but
It doesn't make them go away. I think that they're rising. I think that they're getting more common. I know that my death threats from that side are getting more common.
Huck you until you're okay with the gay.
I know I have more security because of that, and it's not just from the left. I have lots of security from the left, and I also get lots of security from the right. Matt, I think a little bit earlier today you tweeted that kind of your litmus test is the people who are trying to kill you, and I totally get that. I also have that litmus test. The difference is that I think that if somebody tries to kill you, Matt, there's a good shot that it's going to be a leftist. If somebody tries to kill me, it's a frickin' Agatha Christie novel. I just don't know which direction the bullet is coming from at this point, given the sort of various and sundry radical extremes that exist. I'm not going to say that the right is equivalent to the left in this respect, because I don't think...
Bro, they said they wanted to gas people.
It's been mainstreamed to nearly the same effect on the right that it has been on the left, but to pretend that it has not infiltrated a lot of very important spaces.
So, in other words, what you have Ben Shapiro saying to his own Daily Wire host here is, we have a Nazi problem on the right. Yeah, lefties hate me, but these right-wingers hate me too, and if I get killed, it might be one of the far-right terrorists, one of the Nazi types who does it, so... hey, we should probably criticize it when a group chat comes out where they say stuff like, I love Hitler. And he's basically begging and pleading with the people who work for the Daily Wire going...
They're not going to do it, though. Because he's not really. Because he's fucking doing it in such a pussy way. He's, like, literally saying, like, yeah, the right's kind of bad for what they did, but they're not bad. And also, even if they are bad, it's not as bad as what the left does. Like, that is, like, you can't... That's not how you chastise some employees. Like, you don't pull your employees together and go, the things that you guys did, they were pretty bad. They're not really bad, and also the people that also work here, those guys also do things that are really bad. So, like, the stuff that you're doing that's bad is also kind of not really that bad. And you're expecting them in any way to be like, yo, bro, I get what you're saying. Nobody fucking understands what you're going for. Say it with your chest, Shabibo. Republicans were text messaging each other, making jokes about putting people in showers and gassing them like what happened to Jewish people during the Holocaust. Fucking, that's bad, dog. Just say that's bad. It's not fucking that hard.
Can you fucking say something about this? Meanwhile, Matt Walsh was going out there and making a big point of saying, I'm not going to criticize anybody on the right. We need to unite on the right. So, no, I'm not going to criticize anybody on the right at all. If you're on the right, you're on my team, and that's the end of the conversation. And then Ben Shapiro, who, of course, is very Jewish, he's going, well, hold on. Some of the people in the right-wing tent want to shove me in a gas chamber or, like, deport me from the country and view me...
No, just so Ben knows, it's not just him. It's a lot of people they want to shove in that tent. Everybody that's not white. Or Anglo. Also, probably not blonde hair, blue-eyed as well. Yeah, there's a lot of people they want to shove in those, and that's why we're just asking. We're asking if you guys could not be fucking insane and call shit out for how crazy it is. That would be dope. That would be dope. That would be dope.
He has like inferior, inherently inferior. I don't know, man. I kind of want to say fuck those people, and I think you should say it too. And so if you scroll down here, you got to watch. See? Right up. Here's a groiper tweeting fucking Nick Fuentes.
Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work. Do not criticize Israel. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ben Shapiro.
Now, by the way, the question is, where is the heart of Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh? Right? This other guy here is Andrew Klavan. He's also Jewish. He's more on
Okay, thank you. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. Andrew Clavern. Got it.
Shapiro's side. But where is the heart of Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh? And look, on that point, I think they're terrified of Nick Fuentes. And I also think deep down they kind of agree more with Nick Fuentes than they do with Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, of course they do. This whole fucking administration are groipers now. Like, we went from fucking crazy right-wingers to crazy right-wing troll memers. Like, we didn't see how stupid this could possibly get. We didn't really have a good idea. We didn't have a handle. The makers of Idiocracy did not fully understand exactly how stupid this shit could get. Because they didn't know what a groiper was. They didn't know that the fucking memes would take over people's brain. The brain rot would spread like the fucking Black Plague. They couldn't have possibly seen it. It's the Idiocracy singularity. There's just no way that you could have said to yourself, it could get this stupid.
And so in a scenario like that, they're in a weird position where it's like, hey, I'll try to split the difference. I'll try to appease anybody. But right now, you can't really appease everybody because Ben Shapiro is telling you there's people in the right-wing coalition who want to fucking kill me and who are open anti-Semites and Nazis, and that's not cool. And then, how are those two guys going to react to that? Right? And they, like you saw, they constantly get shit from Nick Fuentes basically saying, like, look at you, fucking, you're a little cuck to Shapiro and his network and, their political project, and they're very pro-Israel. Are you guys also little bitches to Israel?
Okay, dude, imagine, oh my God, who thought the fucking rise of white supremacy would be this dumb? We knew it would be fucking horrific. We knew the people that were involved in it would be shitty people. But who could have guessed that it would be this stupid? Who would have guessed that the type of white supremacy that America would finally fall to was just the dumbest fucking sort? But what we're looking at right now, potentially, with the fact that the person who took Charlie Kirk out looks to have at least at one point or another in his life been a groiper, if he wasn't now, was definitely part of heavy meme culture, was definitely, unhappy with Kirk in that crowd, a la groipers, as they literally followed Charlie Kirk around for like 2 years and fucked with him. And now you have him attacking Shabibo. What's the chance that fucking Nick Fuentes steals Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles away from Ben Shabibo? I don't think Michael Knowles goes, because Michael Knowles definitely, he makes eyes at Ben Shabibo that says, I am not giving you up, okay? Michael Knowles, like, you can feel some real gay tension, okay? Those two have definitely touched tips, okay? Allegedly, at one point or another, all right? Let's just say they're smelling their fingers. Just saying, okay? But Matt Walsh, I can see Matt Walsh going over the Nick Fuentes size. Okay, he's already halfway there. Okay,
and so you get this weird conflict that's bubbling up, and who knows when it's going to come to a head. We already saw that they already went through this. Remember, with Candace Owens being part of the Daily Wire, and there was a big blow up over that. And by the way, Candace interviewing Kanye was not the straw that broke the camel's back, even though Kanye was going full Nazi. No, the straw that broke the camel's back was when Candace said something against Israel. That's when they went, oh, how dare you. I was okay with the Nazi stuff, but the Israel stuff, a little too far. But, it's at the point now where Shapiro can't ignore it, because he tried to ignore it for a while too. But when you have somebody like Nick Fuentes, who's a big voice on the right, and you have this growing groiper problem on the right,
growing groiper problem is not some words that we ever thought we were going to hear. Holy shit, this is the dumbest timeline. It is the dumbest timeline.
Either take it head on, or you welcome them into the coalition. And I think Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles would say welcome them in. And at this point, I think Shapiro would go, can't do that, because they want to fucking kill me. And so here we are. Here we are. So I think this problem is only going to get worse. This is only going to be a bigger issue on the right as time goes by, because they're totally and utterly irreconcilable. The funny thing is, they actually do agree on literally everything else. They actually do agree down the line with, like, none of them give a shit about, Trump being a warmonger. They all kind of support that.
Yeah,
none of them disagree with Trump and his fucking concentration camps and rounding up innocent people and ICE agents assaulting elderly couples and shit like
they
that.
love that shit.
They're all fine with that. They all agree with that. They all agree with Russ Vought and his fucking, crusade against
the South Park tagline. That's a good. That's solid, KR. I mean, it's a good time to be a comedian once again.
Government agency that does any half decent work.
There's a lot of shit to make fun of.
They all agree. They all agree that, black people need to know their place and shit like that. On every other issue, they're simpatico. But the one issue where they're not is you have Shapiro, who is 100% pro-Israel and wants to keep giving them billions of dollars and wants to cheerlead the genocide and wants the Israel lobby to be super powerful. And you have the Nazi wing that doesn't want that. And so, as Trumpism continues to fail and become less and less popular, you'll have more and more of a battle of what the future of MAGA looks like. Remember, Trump is also old and struggling with his health. And so at some point, he's not going to be with us anymore. And then you're going to have all these people, vying for the crown to say, I represent the real MAGA, the real vision that Trump had for the future. And you're going to have the Marjorie Taylor Greene types fighting for that crown. And you're going to have,
Does Marjorie Taylor Greene think she has a chance to run for president? Do you think so? Do you think that Marjorie Taylor Greene ran for, or thinks she can run for president? There's a possibility. There is a possibility that Marjorie Taylor Greene is setting herself up, guys, to be the next face of MAGA. And I want that for them so badly. I myself would happily vote for getting Marjorie Taylor Greene in to be the head of MAGA. I support that wholeheartedly, and I will make videos that say so.
The Ben Shapiro types fighting for that crown, and the Tucker types fighting for that, and the Nick Fuentes types fighting for that crown. And at some point, it's all going to come to a head. But they are probably way more, apart than the left right now. Liberals and leftists are becoming one right now. Certainly the voters. You still have problems among the Democratic politicians, who many of them are still too corporate and too centrist and sold out to Israel as well, to one extent or another. But among the base, the liberals and the leftists are all becoming one. So we're kind of unified here on the left side of the political spectrum, from center left to far left. But on the right, I mean, it's ugly, and it's only going to get uglier. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like it.
We can only hope. We can only hope. Yeah. What a strange timeline this is. It's so weird. I don't even know how to. How would you explain this to somebody? How would you explain this timeline to people? Like, I mean, the fucking guy just recently that was being certified, and all the Nazi chats came out against him, that he had this chat where he said, yes, he was like the H guy. Like, how would you explain this to somebody? If you had to go to Europe and explain it, I couldn't. I'd just be like, it's just dumb. I wouldn't want to, right? I wouldn't want to have to. It's crazy. No, not MTG. Sarah Palin. Let's bring back Sarah. Thank you for the $2, fan. Thank you for the $2. Sarah Palin coming back would be an amazing storyline for how stupid these things have gotten. Things have gotten so dumb in this country, guys, that Sarah Palin coming back, I could see it happening. All right, what else do we got here? We're going through it. We got a lot to talk about today. Lot to talk about today. Let's just talk about this crazy shit, because it's just like, it's getting crazier and crazier and crazier how consistent it is that every time that one of these fucking psychos comes out, every time that one of these people that have harmed children, it's always a Trump supporter. Every time, it's a Trump supporter. Like, there's no like, oh, well, this time, actually. Nope. Every single fucking time, guys. So we've got the Atlanta airport suspect who was a longtime Trump supporter and defended the Confederate flag. Because losers love to support losing causes. Billy Joe Cagle. First of all, I was not ready for that guy's name. I was not ready. I wasn't ready. Billy Joe Cagle. Holy white trash, Batman. Billy Joe Cagle, the Georgia man arrested this week for allegedly planning to carry out a shooting at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, had spent years posting online in support of Donald Trump, the Confederate flag, and expansive gun rights. You don't say! No way. No way.
White males way up. White males have gone through the roof. White males way up.
Cagle is being charged with making terroristic threats, criminal attempt to commit aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a felon. You don't say! Cagle walked into the airport and was very interested in TSA checkpoint, but was arrested before he could make it back to his truck. Police recovered 27 rounds of ammunition and a Springfield AR-15 rifle from his vehicle following his arrest. And then these are some of the things that Billy Cagle had posted back in 2021. Okay? Jan 20, 2021. This is right after Jan 6. Trump, one hell of a president. Thank you, sir. The bootlicking never stopped, guys. The bootlicking never stopped. Also, that's from Conservative Comedy Today. Just proving once again the Republicans just aren't funny. On Facebook, Cagle celebrated Trump's presidency multiple times. Cagle even defended Trump at the January 6th Capitol, writing, "We don't trust news because Trump told the crowd to be peaceful and patriotic." And then, of course, he wrote this, or had linked this transcript of his very patriotic, totally not riot-inciting transcript of his speech to, because that's what old white people do. It's weird. It's really weird. In addition to his support for Trump, Cagle was also a fan of the Confederacy. In 2015 and 2016, he posted memes and messages glorifying the Confederate flag as claiming it was a Christian symbol. That does check out. The red field represents the blood of Christ, brother. You gotta say brother after all this shit. The white border represents the protection of God, brother. The blue X represents the Christian cross of St. Andrew, the first disciple of Jesus Christ and patron saint of Scotland, brother. The 13 stars represent the 13 southern states of secession, brother. Thus, the message in the Confederate flag is, through the blood of Christ, with the protection of God, we, the 13 states, are united in our Christian fight for liberty, brother. I mean, where do I sign up? Come on, dude. Like, you guys are losers. Your flag should just be a white flag. It should just be a white flag. The Confederacy lost. You were traitors. It's not heritage. Your fucking whole entire state got behind from seceding from the Union. And to this day, other than the fact that we would have had to come in and fucking, literally take black people from you, if it wasn't for the fact that you would have got to keep your rights to slavery, I wish you would have succeeded in seceding. I wish you would have seceded. I think we should let them secede now. Go on out. Go on, Confederate. Go ahead, get your flag. Go get your flag, guys. You guys can hang that flag where the fuck you want. Wherever you want. And then we build some walls around you. That's what I'm saying. Oh, dude, Trish Leighton Todd is with Johnny Bratcher. Dude, and you need to look at the people who fucking have posted this shit. In another post reviewed by Midas Touch, Cagle shared his message comparing the American flag and the Confederate flag. Politically correct, brother. Both these flags are American history, both established by the white race. Both had slavery. One is being removed, the other walked on, burned, and pissed on, brother. And then, of course, he misspelt slavery. Because...
I love the poorly educated.
Yep. Holy shit, guys. Oh my God. Like the idiocracy. The idiocracy, guys. It's just so strong. It's so strong. Cagle also shared a message which portrayed himself as a responsible armed protector in a 2015 post. He reposted, "I stand behind you in line, brother, at the store. There's a smile on my face, brother, and a good gun under my shirt. And you are none the wiser, yet you are safer for having me next to you." Well, that turned out to be a fucking lie. What is this shit? What is this shit? Rest assured that if a lunatic walks in the grocery store and pulls out a rifle or a pistol, I will draw my pistol and protect myself and my family, and I am doing to so protect you and your family as well. Because I assure you, I will not die in a helpless blubbering heap on the floor begging for my life or my child's life. I will not be that victim I choose not to be. He literally was going to actually do this to people. This is fucking how insane these people are, guys. This is how insane these people are. Trump's 100-day plan. Middle class tax relief and simplification of act. Okay, yeah, that didn't happen. In the Offshoring Act. Can't remember what that one did. American Energy and Infrastructure Act. He did that, and that cost us like $4 trillion, $3.6 trillion. School Choice and Education Opportunity Act, which was just let's dismantle the education. Repeal and Replace Obamacare Act. Oh, I failed at that one. Oh, man. Affordable Child Care and Elder Act. When nobody got fucking child care, dog. Okay. Investigators credit Cagle's family for alerting authorities before he could act, preventing what officials described as a potential tragedy. His social media history paints a portrait of a man steeped in pro-Trump and pro-gun rhetoric who once framed himself as a defender of others, but who years later allegedly planned an act of terrorism that would have made him the very threat he claimed to oppose. Kind of crazy how Trump supporters are having to turn in their own now. You had the Charlie Kirk shooter who had the MAGA family had to turn in their own kid. And now you've got this MAGA family having to turn in, I don't know, is it the husband, the brother, the son? But here's a video. Here's a video of the dude going into the airport.
Overnight, authorities releasing this.
Whoa. Why can't I hear it? That's 100? How is that 100? Hold on. How is it that low? Volume mixer. Oh, everything's fucking as high as it goes. Okay, I guess we won't get any sound. No sound. You guys get no sound. Sorry. In Trump's America, you get no sound.
Mugshot of the suspect accused of threatening to shoot dozens of people inside Atlanta's airport. Surveillance video showing the suspect inside Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, allegedly with
dude, you guys might not like it, but that is what peak male performance looks like, guys. That right there, guys. That is the man that's telling you right now that you can't have a beard in the military, okay? That guy right there is the dude that's sitting on his couch with his hand in his pants, fondling an assault rifle, going, "Yeah, the fucking Americans fucking got to get off snap. People be taking government welfare, and our army's not fit." This guy qualifies for my no tax on tits, guys. I told you, no tax on tits goes for all people that have titties. Women, no taxes on women because they have breasts, okay? Look, if you're a man and you are willing to raise your shirt and show me those C cups, no tax on tits, okay? If you can show me proof that you legit have C cups, B cups don't count. If you're a dude, B cups, if you're a girl, 100%, okay? No taxes, all right? If you're that dude and you only have B cups, you still have to pay taxes, okay? Also, we're getting rid of Red Dye 40, Angry Ginger 2029, just so you guys go.
Assault-style rifle just steps away in his truck.
He seemed to be very interested.
Wait, that was his truck? No way.
Overnight, authorities releasing this.
This was the dude's truck.
Out the terminal.
And the TSA seemed to be very interested.
Truck.
That's the dude's truck. You don't say. You don't say. That's his truck.
He seemed to be very interested in the TSA check-in area, which you can see was heavily crowded with travelers.
Police say the suspect was scoping out the terminal. They say this video shows the moment Billy Cagle pulled up, parking his truck outside. Police say within minutes, a tip came in from Cagle's family.
The Cartersville Police Department was alerted by the family of Mr. Cagle that he was streaming on social media.
He was going to live stream this. These people are fucked up.
That he was headed to the airport, in their words, to shoot it up.
According to police, the family said,
okay, the bigger the man tit, the bigger the tax. Angela, I can't run on that. I'm going to lose dudes with boobs, okay? dudes with boobs for Angry Ginger. The amount of dudes with boobs for Angry Ginger, like, it's going to really be a small club, right? Like, we've got to, this has to cross boundaries, Angela. Okay, I can't just fucking just not get the vote of dudes with titties. Okay? I need those votes. I'm probably not going to get very... I project I'll get more votes than Jank did. Okay? I believe I will get more votes than Jank did, but if I'm just going to exclude dudes with boobs, I'm already saying B cups and below. Okay? You got to have bigger than B cups if you're a dude. That's all I'm saying.
Cagle wanted to inflict harm to as many people as he could and sent a photo to police to identify.
He said, good, how are you? This man knows what about it. This man said, good, how are you?
Identify him. Officers quickly spotting him.
Why are you at the airport? Oh. I'm just here.
Dude, you're in an airport, bro. You gotta have a better excuse than that. You can't just drop I'm just here. People don't just hang out at the airport. I'm not trying to help dude out with his excuses, but if you're in the airport, dude, you got to say some shit like you're waiting for your grandmama to get off the plane, or like you're like, I don't know, I was scoping out the situation to see, like, you know, I'm going to be here tomorrow because I got tickets to go to Atlanta. You know, like one of those things. This guy was not very quick on his feet, as we all can tell.
Behind your back.
Oh, look at it. Bro, he can't even... This peak male performance motherfucker right here can't even get his arms behind his back. Holy shit. Dude, is that him screaming?
Arresting him using two
Bro,
sets
why
of
are you
handcuffs.
screaming?
Investigators say they found
Why are you
27
screaming,
rounds
dog?
of ammunition in his back seat, along with an AR-15 style rifle.
There's the
They
gun
say he's
right
a convicted
there.
felon, raising questions about how he obtained the
Convicted
weapon.
felon.
We're here today briefing you on a success and not a tragedy, because a family saw something and said something.
Mola Langi, ABC News.
Good job. Good job. Good job to this guy's family, man. Shout out to this guy's family. I don't even know if y'all are MAGA or not, but either way, shout out to that guy's family. Like, that's crazy. It's fucking crazy. This dude was legit going to live stream himself shooting up an airport. But guys, the left is super violent. The left is who you have to worry about. Definitely not this guy. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. I mean, it's just like the hypocrisy for these people is just out of control. Okay. What do we got next? Usually I don't root for cops, but in this case I will. Yep. Broken clock is right twice a day, Jen. Okay? George. Broken clock. Twice a day. Okay? All right. What else we got? We got more. We got so much more. All right, guys? We got a lot more. All right? Okay, we talked about that one. Got to make sure that we get through all of the correct ones that are in the title. Oh yeah. I wanted to bring these young men I want to play a video from these young dudes. These are some young black dudes, and they are only right below IHIP for me, okay? These young black dudes have a show on YouTube. I believe it's called The Jam, the THEJAAM, The Jam. Okay, usually I would be playing an IHIP clip here, right? Because I love my IHIP ladies. But these young dudes are fucking killing it. They're doing a great job. They're young. They're left wing. They're really like trying to appeal to a younger crowd, something that is almost impossible on the left, right? Like, I talk about Adam Mockler. I really like Adam. I think Adam speaks well to both young people and older people. So that's great. But there's not a lot of voices on the left that speak really strongly to young people. And these young dudes are fucking killing it, man. I love listening to these guys, their pod. And I wanted to play them because I wanted you guys to get a little taste. And, you know, they are younger. So for a lot of the older people out there, it might not be your thing. But like for me, a person in his mid 40s, that comes from, from lower class means, getting to hear young people speak in a way that can be heard by working class people, that can be understood by younger people. Like it really gives me hope that the next generation is going to do big things. That sadly, they're going to have to clean up the mess that was left on by our generations. But that I do believe that these young dudes got it handled. And, I say all the time, because I curse and stuff on here, that I try to talk to like regular people, right? Like I try to just talk to regular people. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a leftist. I'm not one of these people that can speak in a way that is like super clean and super political to people. And I try to appeal to people that maybe the left doesn't always appeal to. And I think these dudes do it as well. I think they speak like real human beings. I love hearing the shit they say. So I want you guys to check out this video. I should probably tell you what the video is about. He's talking about Theo Von. So they're going to be talking about Theo Von, and they're going to be talking about the grifting, and they're going to be talking about how people that have grifted, like Theo Von, like Joe Rogan, all of these guys, Andrew Schultz, how they're all trying to flip their answers now, and they're trying to act like, no, actually, we didn't know this was going to happen. And how doing those things do have repercussions. And some of these people, like Theo Von, he's talking about Theo Von specifically in this video, how they do have to face those repercussions, and they're going to do it in the court of public opinion.
News headlines about Theo Von, but I didn't actually look at the thing. The video that DHS used to promote their immigration thing was him saying, heard you got deported.
Damn.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
And they did the little meme with the letters, the bye and the music and everything. And then he goes, I didn't want you guys to use my face in this. They used your principles.
Yeah.
Whew.
Talk about, God damn, nigga.
They use your principles.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Talk about.
That's real. That's like, if you don't know, like I said, what he's talking about is Theo Von got upset that the Department of Homeland Security used a clip of him saying, sorry you got deported, bye. And it's like, Theo Von comes out and says, my positions on immigration are more nuanced. It doesn't matter. Like, that's what you said. That's not out of context. It's not like a short clip video. It's not the left doing it to you. It was the president of the United States, who you supported, his Homeland Security office, taking a clip of something that you said that at the time you thought was super edgy, super fucking cool, that you were supporting Donald Trump and you were such a fucking rebel. They use your principles to show people who you are, and then you got mad about it because you knew that the tables have turned. The tables have turned. Like he said, they used your principles. They didn't use your words. They used your principles.
Talking about this political shit, especially this. That shit was a bag for a lot of y'all niggas. It was a bag of 2024.
It was money.
But now you have to actually deep the fact that bag you collected.
Got to answer for that bag.
You have to answer for it, because people have now associated these topics and these ideologies with who you are.
That's why I take it as
100%.
a personal insult and a personal slight, because you must think I'm fucking stupid.
You must think
You must think I'm fucking stupid. And We all know.
I love the poorly educated.
We all know. We all know. That's exactly what Trump thinks about these people. That's what Theo Von thinks about the people that follow him. They're dumb enough that they'd fall for this shit. They know. This is the jam. JAAM, Mama Brooke.
Fucking dumb. Because guess what? I'm in politics too. Yeah. And we trying to make a bag too. You know how I made a bag in politics? I put an effort into trying to understand the concepts I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yep.
You niggas had a whole presidency and another presidential run. To do the
same thing.
To deep one goddamn thing this nigga said.
Book.
Read a policy. Read an article.
Read a headline.
You
read a something.
Hey, guys, I know that the fascists lied to us and made us think that fact checkers are the enemy of free thinking.
Which is insane.
Fact checkers are the closest thing we're going to get to the good faith attempt to understand what information is out there. Reading those articles are actually kind of interesting.
You know what?
You niggas had all the opportunity to crack open one of them bitches and you never did. I seen the news headlines about Theo Von, but
once again, that's the jam. THEJAAM. And you cannot put a value on having young men like this. You can't. You cannot put a value on what these young men are doing because there are so many people on the left that are disconnected from the younger generations. And this was like the left's thing, right? The left was like, oh, we've got it in the bag. We've got Obama. Obama has reached the young people. We don't have to ever try again. The young people are just going to just come flooding in. And they were so fucking wrong. And the reason that they are wrong is because they never learned to talk to young people. The reason that AOC is so popular is because AOC understands how to talk to young people. Because AOC knows how to use Instagram. Because AOC knows about live streaming and podcasts. You cannot put a value on what these young dudes are doing because they are speaking to people that the left has no fucking ability to talk to. I do what I do because I hope to reach people on the left that can hear me being a normal fucking person, a person that grew up in the trailer park, a person that grew up impoverished, a person that was working class, still is working class. I operate with this space, thisSpace.tv, because all of those people, they're working class. They're just people that got day jobs that come home and stream. You cannot quantify the value of working class people, normal dudes, young black men, speaking to people that they can reach because the Democratic Party has an extremely small reach. And you support these young men. Support these young men. Please. Please support these young men. Waffle pies. What's happening, waffle pies? Yeah. I still don't see liberals speaking or debating at colleges. Adam Mockler's still been doing it. I think I could be wrong about that. Was Adam going to colleges? I know that the Unfuck America tour also. Unfuck America's tour has been going to colleges. I don't know if they're still doing it. I still don't know if they. I don't know if they are. But I don't watch a lot of debates and stuff, Mama Brooke. So. I'm probably the worst person to speak on that. But I thought I saw some people that were actually like talking about it. So I believe I did. Thank you for the $5. Thank you for the $5, fan. My father read hundreds of books. He's still MAGA. You can pick what books you read, so they're no less of an echo chamber. We need fact check news. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what that young man said, right, fan? Right? That's what that young man said. He said fact checkers are important. He said they convince you to no longer believe the fact checkers. That's what got them. They got them to just believe that whatever you read, like that's the fucking truth. And it's like, well, you can look behind me. I like reading books about people that sometimes people actually are quite maligned by people. I have Napoleon back there. The reason I read Napoleon was because I knew that there was a lot of negative press for Napoleon. And I actually learned a lot about Napoleon that I didn't know. I didn't know, that Napoleon was like genuinely an incredible mathematician. I didn't know that Napoleon legit came up and did things that are incredible. We can all talk about the bad shit he did. But I read the book because I was like, there's a lot of fucking negative stuff people say about Napoleon. I want to know if it's true. And guess what? A lot of the shit that people said about Napoleon wasn't true. Okay? It was hyperbolic. And a lot of shit that didn't get said about Napoleon, that should have been said about Napoleon, I never knew. So, yeah, you're right. It is. You can read books. They can be Glenn Beck books. They can be Rush Limbaugh books, and never actually become educated on any topic. You do have to step outside of your comfort zone, your echo chamber, to really be able to actually become educated on topics, right? You live in a trailer park right now, George. It's probably not as bad as the trailer park I grew up in. I grew up in the worst trailer parks. There was a street that was known for prostitution directly out front of the trailers that I lived in. And it said SWP, which if you guys don't know what that means, it was Supreme White Power. There was nothing but white power people. There was skinheads, Nazi lowriders, Peckerwoods. Those are the people that came from the trailer park that I lived in. Mr. M says, I think we take for granted that the majority of Americans have somewhat central left ideas. So the right is more organized within their bubble. Yeah, 100%. Yep. You ain't going to get me disagreeing with that one. Okay. I saw Napoleon's jewels just got stolen. Yep. Took them 7 minutes. Somebody was making the joke, let's see if they can steal the Epstein files. All right. Speaking of things that are absurd, let's talk about this clip we're about to watch about Donald Trump reducing grocery prices. Let's talk about Donald Trump claiming that he can reduce grocery prices by 600, 700, and 900%. As you guys have heard me say multiple times before, I work in the grocery industry. I've been in the grocery industry for 20 plus years. I've managed the store that I'm at for a few years as well, quite a while. I've been in management itself for almost 20 years as well. I've been a manager since I was 19 years old, starting in fast food. I'm in my mid 40s now. And I can tell you this, grocery prices aren't coming down, guys. Donald Trump can keep saying this over and over and over and over again. It's not happening because the things that are contributing to grocery prices going up, as I said during Biden's administration, are not within the control of the president to do something about. And Donald Trump, if he was fucking smart, which he's not, would just come out and say, these are things that are not within my control. Things like global supply chain issues, things like climate change. Those things, the things that he could do, the things that are within his ability to do something about are the things that Kamala Harris had proposed, right? Like if you want to limit people from price gouging people on eggs, as they were during the avian flu, as many stores still are doing right now, because we just had yet another recall of millions of eggs for salmonella. The way you would do that is by stopping price gouging, by putting price gouging bans, which already exist in something like 23 states in the United States on the state level. There's just not one on the federal level, right? There's lots of things that you could do, but putting tariffs on imports is in no way, shape, or form going to lower the price of your groceries. That is dumb. That makes zero sense. And being that I put up most of the price tags personally nowadays on price changes in my store, I can tell you over the last month to 2 months, there has been nothing but price increases. Big price increases. Cocoa's going up. Coffee's going up. Beef's going up. Eggs have been reduced in price, but are still more expensive year over year. The one thing that he's like, I'm doing good at, is still more expensive year over year. So anyways, this is a clip of him. This is a clip of him talking about how you can reduce prices by 900%. Spoiler alert, you cannot lower a price by 900%. That is MAGA math for you right there. Here, hold on.
That's all I said. But I was proud because first time it ever happened. And now I'm bringing prices down 600%, 700%, 900%, 200%. So I can't believe I actually had a news conference to celebrate. That's all I said.
Bro, he said 600%, 700%, 900%, and then at the end he was just like, fuck it, let's throw 200 in there. 200%. As the fact check on the bottom of the screen says, bringing down the price of an item by 100% means the item is now zero. If I work for a store and that store made $1,000, and the next day I made 900% less than I did the day before, I would be fired. I just want you guys to know that. I would be fired immediately. Or yeah, fucking the place burned down. That's a possibility as well, but also I'd probably be fired for that as well. 900% is not a number. It's not a fucking number, guys. Yes, at 100% you are now getting the product for free. If I give a customer a product for 100% off, guys, what is the price? What is the price if I say to you that the price is 100% off? That, like, if you're a MAGA Republican, and you can't answer that question, if I ask you the question as a MAGA Republican and I say to you, today the product is $10, tomorrow I will give it to you for 100% off, and you cannot answer that question, you should not be allowed to vote. You should not be allowed to vote. It's free. 100% off is free. 900% off is like they pay you money.
I love the poorly educated.
It's the dumbest timeline. All right. What else do we got? Let's. All right. Since we're doing how dumb some of these people are, we might as well do this one. We might as well go with this one too. This is a stitch from OJW. I know a lot of you guys know who OJW is. This is OJW, him doing a stitch on this MAGA country dude, just saying some of the dumbest shit you've ever heard in your life. Just out of control. So, being a person that comes from a trailer park, I can confirm for you that these people really, truly do believe this shit, right? Like I've told you guys before, you guys gotta be careful with the cancel culture, okay? Because 15 years ago, I would have said some pretty dumb shit. I grew up in a trailer park, okay? Conspiracy theories? Oh, hell yeah, brother. Okay? All right? I would have been down, okay? Donald Trump, smart guy? Yeah, how much money do you have? Okay? How much money do you have? That's exactly what I would have said, all right? The transgenders? Okay? I probably still would have had an accent, okay? So I'm just telling you guys right now that I, independently, as an expert in trailer park, fucking Bakersfield, country, hick mentality, am going to confirm this for you guys. All right? So check out this video. Like I said, dude's name is OJW. And, yeah, if you don't know who he is.
It's because of this, but I don't even care at this point.
Oh, man, I don't.
Hold on.
Well, hot.
Probably going to lose some followers because of this, but I don't even care at this point.
Oh, man, I don't like to judge a book by its cover or anything, but every time a statement like this is made with an accent like that, I can't help but feel like I'm about to hear something just super stupid.
You know why everybody's so pissed about this big, beautiful bill? Because they got to get up and move their ass off the couch.
And there's that sister-licking stupidity we all knew was coming.
They've been
sister-licking stupidity. Oh, let me tell you something, just so you guys know. I grew up in a nasty place. And do you know who was there and who was taking advantage of the system and who they would have supported? The people. The people that would have supported Donald Trump were the same people this guy's talking about. Literally the same people. I could have grown up with this guy.
Living off the government for the last God knows how many years.
Quick question, who is they? Because we know who they is, and I feel like if you knew who they was, you would be doing a lot less of this and a lot more of this. Like, see, here's the thing, is I know you're not a big fan of pronouns, mostly because of that Alabama education didn't really teach you what they were. But in this particular situation, your pronouns are they, them. And in this case, it's not a gender pronoun, it's a moron pronoun. So when it comes to people relying on the government, you are they. Alabama is the 5th most federally dependent state in the nation.
But we could reduce those numbers by 900% pretty easily.
For every $1 Alabama pays the federal government in taxes, they get $2 back. 31% of Alabama's revenue is just handouts from the federal government.
Let's just call it what it is, OJW there. Handouts from California. That's what it is. Fuck the federal government. That money is coming from a blue state, the bluest of states, the most progressive state in the union, and going to that motherfucker right there. That dude that was fucking complaining about handouts is literally one of the biggest welfare queens on fucking earth, and he wouldn't have shit if it wasn't for the most progressive state in this country.
Over 20% of Alabama's population is on Medicaid, food stamps, and other forms of government assistance. Your roads, your bridges, your schools, your hospitals, none of it exists without handouts from the federal government.
Not to mention, none of it fucking exists if it wasn't for Joe Biden. Joe Biden's Infrastructure Act, like, undoubtedly, overwhelmingly benefited red states more than anybody else. Georgia has green energy factories that are now failing because Donald Trump rolled back those subsidies. Republicans are bad for Republican states. Democrats are incredibly good for Republican states. The only thing that Republicans have convinced Republican constituents of that is better for them is the transgenders aren't in their bathrooms. Spoiler alert, they weren't ever in your bathrooms before either. Because being in your bathroom, they're more likely to be assaulted by you than you are to be assaulted by them. So, net negative, being both Republican and having Republican presidents. He loves the poorly educated.
And those handouts don't exist without tax dollars from blue states. You see what I'm getting at here? It's just a bold statement to accuse other people of living off the government when you're from a state that is more federally dependent than 45 other states.
Now they're going to have to get a job. They're going to have to move. They've been making more than me and you have, who's busting our ass at work every day. So, yeah, they're mad. They're mad. They got to go make money. They actually got to do something to make that money they were making.
First of all, who? Who the fuck is making more than you and I for sitting on their ass not doing anything? 'Cause I'm going to tell you what, there ain't nobody out there getting rich.
Nobody. Something like 73% of people that receive SNAP benefits are below the 100% poverty line. 73% of SNAP people on SNAP make less money than the 100% poverty line. The idea of welfare queens don't exist. The idea of these like massive frauds are extremely rare. Republicans use one story of one person taking advantage of the government system to convince you that there's this massive amount of minorities, because it's never white people, even though white people are fucking undoubtedly some of the biggest users of welfare in this fucking country. It's always minorities. They use one fucking story of somebody taking advantage of the system to convince you that the entire fucking country is lazy and it's not your fault that or it's not. It is the middle class's fault. It is impoverished people's fault. It's not their fault. The politicians' fault. That shit sucks for you. It's the poor people's fault. That's crazy. Off Jaw Wagon. Thank you, Tia. What Tia said. Off Jaw Wagon is the guy's full name. OJW on Facebook.
Rich off of food stamps and Medicaid. At least not the people receiving it. And don't get me wrong, there are certainly people getting rich off of government handouts, but it damn sure ain't Jim Bob living in the trailer next door to you. It's people like Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, who's been given $38 billion in government handouts. It's people like Jeff Bezos getting $10 billion, the Koch brothers getting $1 billion, some $15 billion going to Boeing. You see, it's all of these people that are making more on government handouts not doing anything than...
And a year ago, Trump Republicans actually agreed with you. A year ago, Trump Republicans would tell you all about BlackRock. A year ago, Trump Republicans would tell you about how much they hate billionaires like George Soros and Elon Musk. And then the craziest thing happened. Donald Trump became the United States of America's president again. And all of a sudden, you know what? They're not such bad people. Why? Because they're stuffing dollars into Donald Trump's pockets like he's a fucking stripper. That's why. And he will dance to any tune that they want him to. And his supporters who don't even get the dollars that are tucked into his fucking fat mushroom G-string, they don't even get that shit. But they'll dance to that tune too.
You or me. And all this fucking Trump tax you try to call a big beautiful bill does is tax us more to give them even more handouts. You know who's out there busting their ass to barely get by? The millions of Americans working full-time hours who still need SNAP and Medicaid and other benefits just to put a roof over their head, food on their 100%. Table, and go see a doctor. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, 70% of people who receive programs like SNAP or Medicaid and are working age work full-time hours. Many more work part-time and gig work, and of those who don't, many are the primary caregivers for their elderly parents or grandparents or their children. You know, because child and senior care is so fucking expensive, most people can't afford that either. And all this Trump tax does is make all of that more unaffordable for those people. It makes it more unaffordable for you when your parents or your children need care. But on the bright side, you probably won't need to worry about how you won't be able to afford the care your kid needs someday, because it's probably just not going to be available whatsoever to bankrupt you in the first place. See, health and senior care in your broke-ass podunk state rely on Medicaid funding to keep the doors open and the lights on. There are 700 rural hospitals at risk of closing now because of this butchering of a budget bill your ignorant ass calls beautiful. And the top 5 states that are most at risk for hospital closings are all red states, and number 3 is Alabama. So I guess when your kid's dying of measles or some shit, at least you won't have to worry about healthcare costs because there's no health.
Are we at 2,000 cases? I think we're over 2,000 cases of measles now, huh? Yeah, that's nice. That's pretty cool.
Care to get, but I don't know what kind of moonshine and meth goggles you got to have on to call that beautiful.
So, I mean, if you've been sitting on your ass for 10 years, not having to work, and all of a sudden, oh, I got to go to work now and make the same amount or less than what I was making sitting at the house, who wouldn't be pissed?
That kid is so fucking dumb. God damn. This is what's wrong with society. Is this fucking kid is like, he feels so fucking confident getting on a fucking camera and talking about shit that he has absolutely no fucking idea talking about. Sit this fucking inbred Alabama ass sister licking fucking cousin down with Adam Mockler or this dude, and he gets absolutely fucking destroyed. This kid, the only way he gets to be this confident is because he's talking to a bunch of fucking morons that have no fucking idea what reality is. These people that think Donald Trump is smart. When you look at Donald Trump as being an intelligent person, the bar is incredibly fucking low for everybody else.
You billionaire bootlicking cuck, just fucking stop, okay? Stop being a class traitor, simping for the people who are robbing you and your communities blind. See, I'm not on Medicare or food stamps or housing assistance, and I live in a state that pays more in federal taxes than we receive in federal aid.
Right here. I don't get any government handouts. Not a single fucking one. I did come up off of them. As a kid, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And today, because of those social safety nets, I am a contributing member to society. And I contribute a fucking lot. That's crazy.
tax dollars go down there to make sure your little welfare state can continue to exist. Well, we are all gonna get fucked by this Trump tax bill. I'm gonna get fucked a lot less than most people. I'm definitely gonna get fucked a lot less than you and your friends and family. And I am mad about this tax bill, not because I'm losing any benefits I currently have, but because you are. I am mad because I have empathy. And despite the fact that you are a fucking moron and a hateful class traitor, I still believe that you should have access to clean, healthy, and affordable food, housing, water, education, and healthcare. And I want my tax dollars that I pay and that my state with an actual functioning fucking economy pays to make sure that you and your community has access to that. Because you are people, and as people, you deserve that regardless of how undeserving as a person some of you may be. And I am pissed because this bill is going to take that away, and it's going to hurt you and millions of other people. I am pissed because I'm not a fucking class traitor and I actually have some solidarity, and I want my tax dollars to be going to my community and your community and every working class community out there and not into some fucking billionaire's pockets. So show some fucking class solidarity, take the boot out your mouth before the shoe polish stains your tonsils, piss off with that welfare queen bullshit, and get pissed with us. Because the only difference between you and I and the person sleeping on a park bench is one moment of bad luck and no safety nets there to catch you. When that moment happens to you, and believe me, it will, you're damn sure gonna want some fucking class solidarity then.
Probably gonna lose some followers.
Wow. Wow. That's what I'm saying. And that's what's on the left, and that, young man, was what was on the right. And I can tell you this right now. I know who, if I wanted representing me, I know who I'd pick. I'm definitely not picking that young dude that has no fucking idea what he's talking about. Like I said, like Off Jawwagon said, sister licking, cousin fucking, dumbass. Like, dude, my guy, wake the fuck up. You're one of us. You're not one of them. It's a big ass party, and you'll never, ever, ever be invited. Crazy. All right, what else do we got tonight? How much time we got? Oh, we still got some time. We're still doing okay. All right, we're doing okay. Let's see. I wanted to did I cover all my subjects that were in the title? I think I did, right, guys? Did I do a good job? I think I did. I hate being so poor that I have to watch ultra shit YouTube ads. Golf, just so you know, I'm so fucking cheap, I still watch it with the ads, dude. I still watch it with the ads. Manny says, Jordan did Unfuck America and has been great. Between him, We Gonna Be Alright, and Reese Waters is a vibe. Y'all my lifelines. Manny, you're my lifeline, okay? And I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I did talk to the Unfuck America people. I did talk about joining up and doing things, but I just didn't think that it would work out, because I think that they're looking for people with bigger voices, and that's understandable. And they were willing to help me get to a point, learn how to do things in a way that gets things out there better and stuff like that. I hope that's not in any way calling them out for anything, but I don't think it is. I support them and what they're doing. I really like what Z does. I like what a lot of those guys, Resistor Vic. There's a lot of good people over there on the Unfuck America tour, and I support what they're doing. And I just made a decision that it wasn't for me, because it just didn't, link up with what I'm currently doing. So I figured I'd just do my thing and support them in doing their thing. So I'm glad to hear that he's doing good things over there. There is no Titus tonight. Sorry, Mike. Mike's like, okay, logging off for the night. You don't know what his sister looks like? Are you trying to tell me that if his sister's good looking, that it's acceptable? Still not acceptable, dude. Oh, dude. All right. I wanted to talk about these ones before the night is over, my friends. So, just so you guys know. All right. Prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves, guys, because this shit is about to break your brain. Prepare yourselves for Mike Pillow telling the world that he's going to run against Tim Walz to be the governor of Minnesota. Are you guys ready for that? Can this timeline get any dumber is the question. And the answer is, oh, hell yeah, brother. Okay. If the question is, can this get any stupider? The answer 100% is, oh, hell yeah, brother. Okay? Because, yes, Steve Bannon even told Mike Pillow to just go back and sell some pillows after Mike Pillow told him that he's going to run for governor against Tim Walz. Real America's Voice, MyPillow founder and vocal election conspiracy theorist Mike Lindell left Steve Bannon stunned with news that he's considering a run for governor of Minnesota. On Tuesday's War Room podcast, Bannon was shocked when Lindell ended his interview by saying he's weighing a challenge to Tim Walz. Wait, hold on. What's the scoop? You're considering what? Here, let's watch this.
Mike Lindell, another day the FBI has not put you in another prison, so are you going to sell me a sheet or a pillow to pay for all this?
Yeah,
what do you got?
Absolutely. And to pay for all.
Dude, MAGA is so weird. Look at these two dudes. Hua! 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 Look at these two fucking mother. Look at these two dudes. Holy shit! Shit's scary.
In another prison, so are you going to sell me a sheet?
Dude, come on. Come on, the KKK jokes that could have been made off of that comment right there.
Or a pillow to pay for all this?
He said, Kiki, brother.
Yeah,
what do you got?
Absolutely. And to pay for all the lawyers. I've been on the phone all day with them with this corrupt ruling that came out of Minnesota against MyPillow. But what I have, everybody, is we're going to extend the 3-in-1 sale for at least another day here.
Dude is hawking pillows still. Nobody wants the pillows, bro. Just stop. Just fucking figure some other shit out.
With the free shipping, no matter what you order. So it's a 3-in-1 sale. That's the biggest specials we've had on our towels.
He is selling other stuff, guys. Oh my God. Look at the regular price on this shit, dude. Guys. Normally, the MyPillow is only $150. Guy, those are Yeezy prices, guys. Those are Yeezy prices. $150 for some fucking house shoes. But for you guys with a promo code, only $39.98, okay? $39.98.
$39.98 for a 6-piece towel set. These towels actually absorb. They were made to do what towels are supposed to.
Is he saying that the towels, they absorb the liquid? That's good. That's solid. That's a good thing. That's a good start, that the towels absorb liquid.
To do dry you. And then you have the premium MyPillow.
Mike actually delivers them himself. Dude, that's probably true because he probably can't afford the shipping.
Remember, we've sold, this is a special edition, but we sold over 85 million of them. And these are the lowest.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Price in the history of the premium pillows. $17.98 for the queen, $19.98 for the king. Remember, get them for all your rooms, your neighbors, get them for your relatives. Everybody needs.
Remember when he had, what was that shit he had at 1988? Oh, fuck me.
A good night's sleep, free shipping on anything you order. My slippers, $39.98. We have all the sizes for the women's there. I know still in stock. Men are getting low. So you got.
What the fuck did he just say? Hold on. What did he just say? Were those words? What were the words that just came out of his mouth?
All the sizes for the women's there. I know still in stock. Men are getting low. So you guys get those. All the sizes for the women's there. I know still in stock. Men are getting all the sizes for the women's there. I know still in stock. Men are getting sizes for the women's there. I know still in stock. Men are getting.
Somebody tell me what the fuck he said. What did he say? What was that?
Oh. So you guys get those, the best gifts ever, and then go to mypillow.com/war room and get those clothes out.
Bro, I don't think I've understood a single thing he said for the last 50 seconds. They're selling energy drinks.
Sale on the percale sheath, $29.88, any size, any color.
Bro, the My Cross necklace. Oh, this is like a fucking Black Mirror episode.
Lowest price you will ever get on any sheets. Must less the best sheets ever.
Dude, is he drunk? Is that why he's slurring like that? Holy shit, Redonk, you came just in time. You came just in time, Redonk. Is that a Mike Pillow honey squeeze bottle? I think that's a Mike Pillow squeeze bottle with honey in it, guys.
My crosses save 50%. There you have the Made in America.
Why is he talking like he has cocaine jaw?
Socks. You guys, we have a whole clothing line too that you got to check out. We have an outlet store special going on there too. That promo code War Room gets you the biggest discounts of any other promo code and exclusive free shipping on anything you buy.
Mike Pillow's bringing it to your house, dude.
800-873-1062. Get one of my employees, one of my employee-owned company, one of their employees that have been attacked.
What the fuck is he saying? What is he saying?
They need the confidence. We're going to keep going, and we are, because with your help, we're always having our back.
Why does he sound like he's about to cry?
Promo code War Room. Steve, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, brother. Why is the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota trying to shut down your network of to make sure that people can get away from addiction, drug addictions?
Bro, why does Steve Bannon look like he's like otherworldly, dude? If you ask me whether or not I thought that he was human, I would tell you no. Like, he looks like he's an alien, right? Like, he looks like he is cosplaying as a human being. That shit's not real.
Sex addiction, all addictions that's based on Christian principles. Why is he targeting you, sir?
Well, he's I would call him a radical Muslim. They're
not racist though, guys. Don't worry, guys. Totally, they're not racist. They're totally not racist. Get your my racist here.
I mean, he hates. I believe he hates our country. He's you have Elon Omar over there too, and I think all the tax.
Did he call her Elon Omar? Isn't her name Ilhan? Did he just call her Elon Omar?
On me, they don't want people getting off addiction and.
What the fuck is he on about? Oh my God!
Becoming Christians or giving their life to Jesus Christ. He could also be a little upset that I'm considering running for governor of Minnesota. I mean, the attacks got turned up there.
Bro, even Steve Bannon's like, no. He said, hold on, what?
Running for governor of Minnesota. I mean, the attacks got turned up there all of a sudden.
You're doing, hold it, that's a scoop. You're considering doing what?
Running for governor of Minnesota against Tim Walz.
Is this actually, am I breaking news here on the, it's too much news we're breaking today in the world. Is this true?
Well,
Mike Lindell's thinking of running for governor?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll take over as interim I'll take over as interim CEO of My Pillow, and then we'll put everything up with a War Room promo code. How's that? Just kidding.
There you go.
Mike Lindell, we'll see you tomorrow at 10. For right now, just go back and sell some pillows, okay? We'll talk about the governorship later. Just go back and sell some pillows, some sheets. Let's keep it afloat. Mike.
Yikes. Oh, yikes. Wow. It's like I shouldn't watch this. I feel bad like watching this. It's like, this is like watching bum fights. This is like watching bum fights. You're like, I should not, like when you were like 19 and you're like, I really should not be watching this. This is not okay. I feel like someone should fucking call somebody. Like, does he have a sponsor? Somebody call his sponsor. I feel like somebody should definitely intervene. Can we get an intervention for some of these people? Oh, because him and Greg Locke are still on the Angels skating ice. Manny, you ain't wrong. You are not wrong. My hood, only available in white. Redonk. My hood. No. Oh, dude. Oh, guys.
White males way up. White males have gone through the roof. White males way up.
We are in so much trouble. We are in so much trouble. All right. Oh. We shouldn't make fun of the middle-aged channel. I told you guys, like, when I first started doing this channel, I used to have liberals come on my fucking stream all the time and get mad at me for making fun of the mentally ill. And I was like, hey, these aren't, like, mentally ill people that, like, deserve to not be made fun of. These are mentally ill people that definitely should be made fun of. Like, you have to. Or else they burn down the asylum, guys. Oh. Okay. I don't know how to recover from that one. I don't feel like I can recover from that one, guys. All right. Okay. All right, guys. You guys want to hear about Trump melting down about the Australian guy that called him a village idiot? Do you guys want to hear about that one? Guys, are you ready? The headlines that I come across during my day that I say to myself, I must share this with my subscribers. And, by the way, the 40 or 60% of you guys that watch my show that do not subscribe, assholes, okay? Also, with you guys. I'm sharing these headlines with you guys because I'm a nice person, all right? Guys, I find these headlines and I'm like, we have to... I don't even read the stories. I'm like, I just read them with you. We just watched Mike Pillow tell everybody he's going to run for governor in Minnesota and then say the most completely unintelligible words I've ever heard in my life. And I watch Trump speeches all the time, guys. I didn't pre-read that article or pre-watch that video. I did that on stream with you guys. And yet here we are again with a story that says Trump has meltdown after he learns he's sitting near a man who called him a village idiot. To be fair, guys, it's a pretty high percentage chance that whoever is sitting next to Trump has called him an idiot at any point, okay? At any time, Donald Trump has probably a 60 to 80% chance that there is a person within the room at that time with him that has called him an idiot at one point. So, you idiot. Yes, exactly, Golf Marine. Just like Ren and Stimpy. Let's hope that's how he did it. U.S. President Donald Trump sat down with Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, who he probably thinks his name is Anthony Armenian. That's an inside joke for people that know about the Albania-Armenian peace pact. Yeah, that Donald Trump did that. Donald Trump did that. Bam, bam. Anthony Albanese today to examine U.S.-Australia relations concerning Australia's vital mineral resources, which that actually we did. I believe we signed something. I want to hope that America has something that's going to be a W soon. We need a W. I was going to say not a George W., but actually we would take a George W. right now. The two world leaders conducted discussions in the White House cabinet focusing on strengthening the U.S.'s dedication to Australia's essential minerals as China continues to escalate its dominance over global supply. Albanese also addressed nuclear submarines, commerce, and Indo-Pacific security with Trump. And this is like super fucking important right now because Donald Trump has done such a piss poor job of being the president of the United States. He has completely tanked every single relationship that we have with anybody that was ever doing anything in our country, like, giving us cheap shit to buy at Walmart. China. That, like, we need everybody. We need so much goddamn help. China literally produces more than 90% of all the rare minerals that we need for all the things that we use in our country. China could tank not just our economy, but pretty much the rest of the globe's economy just by saying we're not going to give you any of our stuff. China owns something like 48% of all the rare earth minerals on Earth, guys. Why? Why? China has a plan to be war ready by 2027 to take Taiwan, which Taiwan produces over 90% of all the high-end super semiconductors that we use on hypersonic missiles and supercomputers. Taiwan produces over 70% of all the semiconductors that we use in cars and in phones and everything. If China in 2027 locks down access to their rare mineral elements and then also locks down Taiwan's semiconductor production, guys, we're all going to be eating our fucking shoes. I just want to go ahead and be the first to say that because it's actually going to happen, because I don't think Australia can help us enough. And also Australia at one point is probably going to be like, we want that Chinese stuff, so anyways, bye. Trump momentarily found himself in a playful exchange. This article is doing some heavy lifting to not make this sound stupid. Trump momentarily found himself in a playful exchange with himself, a journalist, and Dr. Kevin Rudd, AC, Australia's ambassador to the U.S., as he fielded questions before blasting the ambassador with a savage 9-word reply. Can I get a video? Is there a video? There's no video of this. I need to see the video of this 9-word reply. Here it is. The awkward moment was sparked by an Australian reporter who asked Trump, have you any concerns with this administration, with its stance on Palestine, climate change, or even things the ambassador has said about you in the past? The Australian ambassador. Trump responded, turning to Albanese, saying, where is he? Is he still working for you? In reference to the guy who's in the fucking room with him. Why is our president so dumb? Oh, they're making a liberal cry. Look. They made a liberal cry. I don't know. The liberals probably wouldn't accept me. So they just made an independent left-leaning person cry. Why is our president so dumb, guys? Why? It was the Tylenol. Albanese then says the ambassador is right there, pointing out Rudd, who is sitting right across the room from the two leaders. Trump then continues saying to Rudd, you said bad? No, he didn't. Trump said, you said bad? Rudd then responds saying, before I took this position, Mr. President. Trump then ends the interaction saying, I don't like you either, and I probably never will. Oh, fuck. We are so done, guys. You said bad? Oh, no, guys. Australia's essential mineral supply. Australia possesses extensive mineral deposits essential for renewable energy technology and defense equipment. A commercial agreement with Australia is becoming increasingly feasible given China's near-complete control over the global rare earth processing supply chain. Critical minerals serve as a foundation for numerous technological products, including batteries, solar panels, wind turbines, and military armaments. It's all good. We don't believe in green energy anymore, guys, so it should be okay now. Cars are going to cost like $80,000. The average car is already over $50,000. Australia extracts almost half the world's lithium and approximately a quarter of global bauxite, alongside substantial quantities of cobalt, manganese, and a category of essential minerals known as rare earths. In recent weeks, China has escalated in solidifying its position as the major rare earth minerals power. The BBC reports that last week, the Chinese Ministry of Commerce release announced number 62 of 2025, a document announcing new restrictions on its rare earth exports, stating that foreign companies now need the Chinese government's approval to export products that contain, I think is what they meant, contain even small amounts of rare earths. Additionally, they must declare their intended use. In response, Trump threatened to impose additional 100% tariff on Chinese goods and export controls on specific software. And when Secretary Scott Bessent also weighed in, he said, "This is China versus the world. They have pointed a bazooka at the supply chains and industrial base of the entire free world, and we're not going to have it." I have news for Donald Trump and Scott Bessent. China just beat expected numbers on their GDP. That's bad. That's bad. That means that all of the dumb shit that Donald Trump has done so far has not only not been successful, guys, it's also gonna be like, like taking a gun and being like, if you don't give me what I want, I will shoot myself like right in the fucking foot right now. And they're like, yeah, do it. And you're like, I'll do it. And they're like, yeah, do it. And you're like, I'll do it. And they're like, dude, give me the gun. And then they just shoot you in the foot. And they're like, want me to shoot you in your other foot? And you're like, fuck, that hurt. Oh, guys, I love the poorly educated. But this is a guy that believes this.
Now, all I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnets.
When that guy is the dude who is taking care of creating deals for rare earth minerals in this country, you know we're fucking cooked. Oh, boy. Can't. All right. What am I supposed to do with this country, guys? How do we fix this? How? It's 3D chess, bro. How? Why? Who? What? All right. It's just, you know what we need, guys? Do you guys know what we need? I'm going to tell you what we need right now, guys. What we need is funny dog videos. We need funny dog videos. That's the only thing that can save us, guys. I know you're saying to yourself, but what about funny cat videos? We've already watched funny cat videos, and it didn't fix anything, okay? We have, at this point, watched funny cat videos. We've watched people falling out of their chairs. We've watched funny baby videos. That's like the nuclear option, okay? The only thing at this point that could possibly save us, guys, is funny dog videos. So I hope you guys are ready for this. I hope you guys are ready to just suspend your reality. Be a MAGA Republican for 1 second, guys. Suspend reality. Live in a bubble that is of your own making, that repels any type of truth, honesty, fact, or statistic. Do yourselves a favor. Enter the MAGA bubble of unreality, alternative facts, and watch some dog videos and just let it go. Let it go. Okay? This guy has on the very beginning of the video, he has a title that says, "Try not to laugh until the end." And I'm going to hurt this guy's feelings right away because I'm already ready to laugh just looking at that dog upside down. It's not hard. Squirrels on water skis before the bread runs out. We might do it. We might do that. We might do that. Puppy therapy. You're right, Pepper. Puppy therapy. You guys ready? Here we go.
Till the end.
Aww. Hold on. Can I come back? Yeah. Hold on. Dude, that is a pretty Rottweiler. That is such a pretty Rottweiler. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but Rottweilers are my favorite dog. Okay? Rottweilers are my favorite dog. And The main issue is Rottweilers cost like $2,000. Okay. And currently, in Trump's economy, I cannot afford to purchase a Rottweiler and still be married. Oh, what the? Hold on. What the? Bro, who has a dog that does that? Is this before AI? This is 2023.
Can you hold the fucking mic straight?
I don't know why I find it that funny. I don't know why I find it that funny. But that is great. That is hilarious. I'm just thinking about getting that dog into all that and then just convincing him to hold that flashlight in his mouth.
Look at you. You're so pretty.
Wait, that dog should not be left unattended. Why is that dog just out there by itself? You do not leave. That's a ferocious animal. Oh, that's a big boy. Oh, that's a big boy.
Where are you two? You're gonna go in timeout if you keep it up. Do you understand me? If you keep it up, do you understand me?
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Roxy.
Oh no. Who does that? Don't do that to your dog.
Hey, baby.
Who did this mess? Cody, did you make this?
Hold on. The soothing touch. The soothing touch did it for me.
Cody, did you make this mess?
Oh shit, dude. Oh fuck. Oh, that was mean. Oh, good times. Good times. Everybody needs funny dog videos in their life. You guys gotta remember to have fun, okay? You're trying to get your dog to hold a beer can? You gotta train your dog to go get the beer can. Okay? Go to Tia's channel and watch kitten videos, guys. It makes you feel better. Alright? Go there. Go to Tia's channel, watch kitten videos. And yeah. If you want to see some funny dogs, you should look up Husky named Blue and his family. Okay. Remind me of that, Silent. Send me some videos in the Discord. I want you guys to know, I look at the stuff you guys send me. I do. You guys have to understand, I have a lot of people that send me stuff, both personal, professional, and streaming, right? So I don't get to reply to everybody on every single thing, but I do always look at everything. There's a person named Lori that sent me a really long email that they had what was it where you talk? They had dictated to the email because they didn't type it out. And it was a really long email, and it was a really good email. And thank you so much for that email. I appreciate it. I know I haven't gotten back to you, but everybody has to realize I am not a YouTube content creator. I work a very difficult job. I have a family. I have a lot of things to do, and I also spend 20 to 25 hours a week doing YouTube content and doing YouTube editing. So between my job and between YouTube, I have 60 plus hours a week of work to do. Then I have to look at emails, answer messages, and I also have to continue to be capable of hanging out with my family. And then, yeah, every once in a while, guys, I just want to fucking watch some movie, okay? So just remember, I don't get to all of your stuff, but I do look at it. So you guys send me stuff, and I look at it, and if I can, I'll share it on here. Just so you guys know, too, I have been watching. Well, this is how we'll finish the show. I have been watching Billionaire's Bunker, guys. Have any of you guys watched Billionaire Bunker yet? That's not a game show. It sounds like a game show. If you haven't seen Billionaire Bunker, and I won't spoiler it for you, okay? I won't spoil it. But the idea of the billionaire bunker is that they've created this gigantic bunker, and it's appropriate to what's going on right now. There's all this, civil unrest in all these countries. There's lots of backbiting going on between countries and stuff like that. And they've sold billionaires on going to this bunker. Okay. And if you're in the comments also, okay, also don't ruin it for the other people. No spoilers. No spoilers in the chat, guys. Okay. So there's a bunker and these billionaires are going there. And there's a young man who ends up in a prison, and his dad is going to get him out of this prison so that way he can go to the bunker because his dad's a billionaire, right? And there's a great part in the show. By the way, this is all dubbed. It's Spanish. It's Spanish TV. So if you watch it, you'll probably be deported. Just a heads up. But I'm going to be deported anyway, so it's okay. I take risks, guys, okay? And I'm learning Spanish at the same time. So when I get deported, I'll have some idea of how to speak Spanish. But this young man ends up in prison, and he gets his ass whooped every single day. Every day he's getting his ass whooped. And then they eventually shove his ass into a washer and put him on the spin cycle. And he comes out, and he falls to the floor in the middle of this gnarly prison where all these guys beat the shit out of him day after day after day, and then shove him in a washer. And he gets up, and he says, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to take it anymore. And he says that he learned from his experience in prison to enjoy pain, right? And there's a part of my childhood that I've had a hard time explaining to people. Hard time explaining to people why I can laugh at what's going on nowadays. Why when COVID happened, I didn't break. Why when COVID happened, I felt more at home because being confrontational and being physical with people was accepted during that time. And I have a really hard time explaining that to people. And I think that in that show, you realize that because he's learned to embrace pain, because he understands that suffering is a part of life, and the only way to get through suffering is to laugh and to fight and to not give up, really speaks to why I am the way I am. And I think that it also says they're all in this bunker together, and all these billionaires are backbiting and sleeping with each other's wives and, just being terrible human beings. And the only person that's got their shit together is this guy and like one or two other people. And the reason that I can keep my shit together when things like these things are happening, the reason I can laugh at it is because I grew up in a place where you didn't get to give up. You didn't get to avoid pain. You didn't get to avoid disappointment. You didn't get to avoid failure. It was every day you encountered all of those things, and you learned to embrace it and to not give up. Because if you give up, they win. And fuck that. So, watch that show if you guys haven't seen it. This guy just wants to crescent kick people. Crescent kicks don't work in a fight. All right, Redonk? I had to explain it to my son. Crescent kicks don't work in a fight. No one's ever won a fight with a crescent kick. Somebody's going to show me a UFC video of somebody crescent kicking, and I'm going to be wrong. All right, guys. Really appreciate everybody being here. I will be back on my show tomorrow. Thursday, of course, thisspace.com. Thisspace.tv, sorry. I will also be trying to stream it, of course, on this channel as well. As long as we don't have any technical difficulties, we'll be streaming on this channel tomorrow, and we'll be streaming on thisspace.tv as well, but you can come join me over there. I suggest all of you guys go and like and subscribe to thisspace.tv. They're good people. I like those people. They manage things a little different than I do, but they're good people. So tomorrow, 5 o'clock, and then, check out the videos we put out on the Clips channel and on this channel as often as possible. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. Thank you to everybody that joined as a member. Thank you to everybody that super chatted tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm not here for the money, but I do appreciate getting help. I do appreciate you guys making this something that I can do more often by helping me financially as well. So I just want to say thank you for all of that stuff. Guys, have a good night. And don't forget, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m.